Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Hope you guys are doing well. Almost 4th of July. Very, very cool. Let's see who we have here in the chat. Conrad, what's up, man? What's up? In about a month, I'll be having my first live stream on my channel. Nice. Very cool, man. Very cool. I know you've been trying to get that all together. That's awesome, man. Can't wait to see it. Let's see. Y'all go support my friend Knight. He's pumping out these videos like a workhorse. Subscribe, like, share with your loved ones, guys. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate that. Seriously. What's up? My man Strange Monkey is in the chat. My man. Hope you're doing good, man. What's up, Russell? Saying, what's up, everyone? Don't forget to hit the like button. Absolutely. Absolutely. Strange Monkey saying, the Night Express thumbnail looks like an action movie poster. That was good, man. Yeah, I was trying to do something a little different there. You all right, man. You all right. What's up, Denisha? Denisha's in the chat. Russell saying it's an action movie starring Nightwatch. Oh man. Yeah. What's up, Val? Val's in the chat. The general's in the chat. You guys know what goes on when the general's here. You gotta be on your best behavior or something bad might happen like this.
I'm running this monkey farm now, Frankenstein, and I want to know what the fuck you're doing with my time.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. People saying, what's up, Valerie the General? Oh man, very, very cool. Let's see. Val's listen to 70s funk music, watching our city's fireworks out the window, and spending time with you guys. Awesome way to spend Sunday night. That's cool. Thanks so much, Val. We appreciate that. Seriously. Anthony is in the chat. Return of the Mac. What's good, Night and everyone? Doing good, man. Doing good. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Let's see. Dice Lord is back with us in the live chat. All right. Hey, everyone. Hey, Night. How's it going? It's going good. It's going good. Miss Carter's in the chat. All right. Saying hey. All right. My man Movies and Beyond's in the chat. What's up, everyone? Check out my man Movies and Beyond. Did his live stream the other night on Stranger Things. Couldn't stay in the live chat, but check him out, man. Check him out, seriously. Ty Lord, what's up? What's up? All right. Well, I'm really behind. Val, you guys know the drill. Hit that like button. That's right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Seriously, I really do. Let's see. Mary's in the chat. What's going on? Hey, Night, what's up? I think Halloween, even though Nightmare on Elm Street is also awesome too, except for the remake, it wasn't very thrilling or good. That's a very tough one. It is tough. And thank you so much for joining us, Mary. I saw your comment earlier, and again, getting feedback from people. It's always a cool thing. So I'm glad you're enjoying the content. And thanks for joining us in the live chat at 11 o'clock at night. That's great. Thank you so much. Very cool. My man Eric's in the chat. All right. Good evening, Night Watch people. What's going on, Eric? Hope you're doing good, man. Nice to see you. And Extron's in the chat too. All right. Man, we've got a full house. This is really, really cool. Um, Eric saying no work tomorrow, so I'll spend some time in here late night. Sounds good, man. That's the way I was looking at it too. Just figured I'd jump on here and see how things are going. Mega Giants in the chat. What's going on? What's going on? And hey, we got Neil. Neil's in the chat. Hey guys, I'm actually working tomorrow, but I can hang out for a little while. Thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate that. I really do. And tomorrow night is going to be, might as well start talking about these things, channel updates and stuff. Tomorrow night is going to be very special. We're going to be doing a celebration, and we're so lucky to have Neil's going to be joining us, and I think Eric's going to drop in. We might have some other folks jump in, Mr. Dan, some other folks. just a celebration, the 50th episode of Slasher Movie Club, which, as you guys know, and if you don't know, is very, very near and dear to my heart. Um, but we've done 50 episodes, and so we just want to do a little celebration tomorrow night. So hopefully you guys can stop by and please support us. It'll be at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and again, it's been fun doing it, and we hope to do another 50. We'll see. I'm I'm hoping so. We definitely have plenty of material to do another 50, but we're getting traction with it. People starting to support it pretty consistently. So we're really happy about that. So if you guys can stop by tomorrow night, that would be great. That would be great. Extron saying Gory B is also streaming. I just left to be here. Oh, and like I said last week, guys, because last week I think I started the stream around midnight, and I didn't know if Gory was still going to be going. But don't feel as though that you have to leave, Gory's stream. You can definitely hang out with her because I'm sure I'll be on after she's done. So, definitely don't feel like you got to leave her stream to come here. I'll be on for a while. I really, really will. So, but I want to make sure that we continue to support her too. So, let's see. Ice Lord saying, I've been having some bad luck with boutique label movies lately. I still haven't gotten my Vinegar Syndrome halfway sale order, and today, Severin randomly canceled an order from last night. I've been hearing a lot of issues with some folks lately, so that's kind of messed up. That is too bad. I wonder why. Because I think you might be the third or fourth person I've heard that's had something go wrong with their order. So that's too bad. Very too bad. Very, 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 very. Russell saying it's tied with Halloween and Friday the 13th, 50%. Nightmare is at zero. That is surprising. But, if we get Ben in the chat and some other folks, I think they'll be voting for Nightmare. But I wanted to see what people were going to vote for. I really did. Let's see. And Heather's in the chat. What's up? Heather's in the chat. All right. Let's see. Mary saying, thank you, no worries. I'm a natural born insomniac and night owl. Plus, I put a like. I put a like for this. I'm in Oklahoma. Oh, all right. Very, very cool. Very cool. Denisha, what's up? Saying, Night, are you going to be on Lethal channel before the big celebration? I'm excited for y'all. Yeah, we'll be doing our Lethal collective episode. I might leave a little bit early, depending on how the stream is going, because I want to make sure I'm prepped for Slasher Movie Club. But yeah, I'll be on there tomorrow, and it should be all four of us. I'm pretty sure it's going to be all four of us for the Lethal Collective channel stream. Yeah. Eric saying, in honor of tomorrow night, I finally watched Sisters. Ooh, all right, man. Very cool. Holy shit. Hope you guys redo that episode. Great freaking movie. You know what? See, that's why we're cool with each other, like brothers, man. Seriously. No, but no, it's a great movie, man. And all credit goes to Coriander. And Eric, you're probably one of the few people in this chat that can go back far enough. But Coriander actually, we did I can't remember the episode, but it was a episode where we were talking about favorite horror movies. And she usually will go deep, deep in the Rolodex, so to speak. And she was talking about this movie, Sisters, and I had never seen it. And of course, excuse me, starring the late great Margot Kidder. I was just like, ooh, well, I want to check this out because I'm such a fan of Margot Kidder. Rest in peace. So, but of course, and Eric knows this well too. I have a huge list of things I gotta watch. I want to watch things I need to watch for the channel. So I never really got around to it. So when we started Slasher Movie Club, and that episode is, and of course Eric knows because he's been around that long. That episode is not available on this channel because it was on our old channel, which we don't have any longer. But we will be redoing it. But that was our very first movie that we did with Sisters. It's a fantastic film, and we picked it. It was in the book, and Coriander said, "Well, now you're going to get your chance to see it." And I said, "Sure, that'd be great." Watched it. amazing movie, amazing. So that's really cool, Eric. Thank you so much for sharing that, man. Seriously, because stuff like that makes this is the type of stuff that makes me so happy is when people, can watch what we do, and it could be movies that they've never seen or never heard of, and they say, okay, let me check it out, and they like it, or maybe it's just an eye opener. So very cool, very very cool. All right, let's see. And they're saying, hey, Nightwatch Stone, I'm on tomorrow. I need someone to come on with me. Will you come on? What time? I don't know if I can, but what time are you going to be on? That's pretty cool. I didn't know that you were going to be on tomorrow. Dominic, what's up? What's up? What's up? Saying, I seen the Predator 5 trailer reaction. I seen Coriander cry due to the story the trailer presents. I thought that was just so wholesome and welcoming others to let their emotions out, embrace that. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, you guys that have been watching this channel, you guys know we get emotional sometimes. We really do. I mean, shit, I was getting a little emotional earlier, talking about Val Kilmer and stuff like that, and just emotions. But Coriander, definitely, that episode, that reaction, it was a great reaction. It was a great video, and we had our buddy Marty from the Trash Picture Show on with us, and she was just being real, and I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. She's a beautiful person inside and out. And I think it just, hopefully, like you were saying, Dominic, I think I hopefully it will show people the passion that we have, for what we do, and hopefully that can resonate with people. So that's one of the things I hope most for what we do. So, but thank you for checking it out, and reminding me of that. It was a beautiful moment. It was sad, but it was a beautiful moment. It almost had me, it almost had me tearing up too. So, but we're passionate, man. We're passionate. Val's given us the votes, 18 votes. Friday 13th at 39, Halloween at 56, and Nightmare at 6. Ooh, all right. All right. I'm surprised. I thought it would have been a little bit different. We'll see. We'll see if it changes. Miss Carter said, night. You do know it's a holiday. You're allowed to take a night off once in a while. I'll allow it. Pretty sure General Val would okay it too. Yeah. But here's the thing. I have the availability, so I figured I'd go on. Actually, originally, and you never know, we might have some special guests stopping by, but originally, it was supposed to be a little bit different. But yeah, we just go with it. We just go with it. But thanks for checking on me, Miss Carter. I appreciate that. Let's see. Ice Lord saying, I have no idea, man. I'm glad to hear I'm not alone at least. You're not alone. None of us are truly alone. None of us are truly alone. Let's see. Let's see. But yeah, it's crazy how people have had issues with their orders. So, oof, Extron saying, I really hope you and Haunted Hippie collab. It would be an awesome collab. When that happens, Extron, seriously, I'm going to dedicate that episode to you. I'm letting you know that right now. Um, you never know. Hopefully it'll happen. I have started to the process of reaching out, and I know everyone's really busy, myself included, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. I'll put it to you that way. Hopefully sooner rather than later. And Extron saying 11% at Nightmare for now. All right. Let's see. Val saying a night off for him would definitely get my stamp of approval. You guys got to remember, like, I have more streaming time available in the beginning of the week, so you guys aren't going to see me on Wednesday, um, or Saturday or Thursday. Well, you'll see me Thursday morning, but at night it's different during the end of the week. Let's see, Mary saying, congrats, it's so well deserved. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Let's see. Friday is still at 39, Halloween at 53. I had a feeling Halloween was going to jump ahead. I had a feeling. I had a feeling. Heather saying, Night White Zone, I'm four people's mod now. I'd love to be yours too. Ooh, okay. Wow, you're four on four channels? That's pretty cool. I will double check because I've got so many. I have to keep track of them all. But I will check. I will check for you, Heather. I will. Russell saying it's hard to keep up with the poll. It keeps changing. That's a good thing because hopefully that means that more people are voting and stopping by. Ice Lord saying I'm surprised Nightmare isn't getting better numbers. Me too. I'm surprised too. Very surprised. Um, Val, that's why we'll post it about every 15 minutes. Otherwise, I would never get it posted because it always changes. Val, you're showing your experience. That's what you're showing there. Very cool. Very cool. Um, let's see. I'm almost caught up to you guys. 18 watching, 18 likes. Way to go, everyone. Yeah, that's very good. Thank you. Dustin's in the chat. What's going on? What's going on? Nice to see you. Extron, thanks, Knight, for the dedication. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm serious. It's very rare, and and I'm not. This isn't a knock against anyone else, but when you have someone that's really trying to bring channels together like that for collaborations, it's actually pretty cool because it just shows your dedication to both channels. So that's awesome stuff, man. Awesome. Anthony saying, "Yo, Knight, what are your thoughts on Barbarian and Smile? Both look real promising." Yeah, they do. They do. That Smile trailer, that was really good. Really good. Um, it almost has kind of like the Ring vibes going on. So I'm really excited to see it. It looks like the type of movie that's right up my alley. Barbarian looks good too. So yeah, I'm really excited to see it. Really excited. Let's see. Do. Denisha saying you need replay lethal channel creating really hilarious. Yeah, he had me laughing. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. He caught me off guard. So did Fate. Wayne's in the chat. What's up, Wayne? How you doing? Nice to see you. Night Watch. Do you think we will see a Halloween series after ends? It's possible. It's very possible. It's put it this way. If you had asked me this, even a couple months ago, I would have been kind of like, I don't know about that. But there's a lot of different things we've been hearing and so forth. So it's quite possible. It would not surprise me at all. It really wouldn't. What's up, Joel? Joel saying hi, Night. Hi, all. What's going on? Nice to see you. Mega Giants saying Jamie Lee Curtis has been a part of some of the greatest horror slasher movies of all time, even outside of the Halloween franchise. Hashtag Scream Queen. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. Jamie Lee Curtis is a legend. I mean, I, man, like I said, she's a legend. And you know that we feel like that because we've done a couple episodes on her. So she's awesome. She really is. Um, Neil saying Friday 13th has more good entries in the franchise than the others. Should be an easy choice. Yeah, yeah. Extron saying Neon, I respectfully disagree. Ooh, so now I got to hear this. So Extron, let us know which franchise that you feel has the best entries or the most really good entries, because I think that's part of the way to evaluate them, at least for me too. Isolor is saying, I heard that the sequel to Terrifier is going to be nearly 3 hours long. Isn't that nuts? It is nuts, but I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And it's just a couple months away. I mean, we got a lot of good stuff coming up, guys. Seriously, this has been a really good year for movies. Not just horror movies, but for movies. And like you guys, if you saw earlier when we did our Top Gun episode, which by the way, if you didn't check that out, please check it out. Give it a like. That really helps support us. It's not, it's not horror. I know that. I know some people are like, but I love movies, so it really doesn't matter what genre it is. Horror is my favorite, but what I was gonna say was it was a great theatrical experience. Um, Seeing the Black Phone was really good theatrical experience. And we've got Halloween, we've got Terrifier, we've got Nope. I mean, it's a lot of good stuff, man. It really is. Let's see. I know I'm a little bit behind here. We got Chris. Chris is in the chat saying Evil Dead. Evil Dead is a great franchise. It really is. No doubt. Yeah, the TV series idea, it could be really, really cool. It really could. Eric's saying, got a question. Uh-oh. Take Bruce Lee and Van Damme out of the picture. Who's your favorite martial artist actor and why? Jackie Chan, Tony Jaa, Scott Atkins, Jet Li, or Donnie Yen? Oh, man, come on, man. You literally got you literally got the Trinity, in my opinion. When you got Jackie and Jet Li and Donnie Yen. Um, Tony Jaa, he's awesome. Scott Atkins definitely is very talented. I got to go with Jackie. I got to go kind of elder statesman. Um, I think Jackie, his versatility, with action and comedy and stunts and his kung fu, um, just amazing stuff. I mean, Jet Li is amazing as well. So is Donnie Yen. But I'll go with Jackie on that because I've literally watched Jackie Chan movies since I was a little kid. I'm talking 5 years old. So, so Jet Li came a lot later, in the timeline, and Donnie Yen even later than that. So I'll go with Jackie. That's a tough question, man. It's really tough. Chris saying, I picked Nightmare on Elm Street, Robert Englund. How can you compare two silent types, Jason and Michael, to Freddy? That's true. That is true. But we're talking about franchises. So we're talking about franchises. Ghostface Fanatic, what's up? What's up? Nice to see you. Let's see. Do. Extron saying Halloween and Scream have more good entries, in my opinion. But I guess it just depends on which franchise you're a fan of the most. That's true to a degree. Um, Halloween, and this is where I wanted this conversation to kind of go a little bit with you guys. Halloween, you figure, we're going to have 13 entries. Well, let's just take the 12, okay? And we've gone through every film in the franchise for review and discussion. So definitely check those out if you haven't. But Halloween has some entries that they're just tough. They're just tough. And it's multiple things with Halloween. I love it, and then I'm frustrated by it as a franchise. You know, um, the original is a classic. It's a bona fide classic. It's one of my favorite movies ever. Um, the second movie was great. It's a great double feature. Season of the Witch kind of stands on its own. I absolutely love it though. Halloween 4 is a very good sequel, but I hate the mask. Absolutely hate the mask. Halloween 5, is a continuation of 4, but they make a lot of mistakes. Jamie Lloyd is mute. The mask is even worse, and it's not Don Shank's fault, but the mask is even worse. Um, at least you got Loomis. At least you got Loomis. Halloween 6, the mask is a little bit better, maybe a lot better than 5, I should say. But, you know, just the way they went about the whole curse plot line, um, the whole thing with him and his niece, having a child, and it was just some rough stuff. H2O was a return to form, although still had issues with that mask too, the CGI mask. And of course, Resurrection. You guys know the situation with Resurrection. Then we have the Rob Zombie movies. The first one, um, You know, I think it had a lot of great things to it. The mask was probably as good as it had been since two. And then Halloween 2, you know, yeah, Halloween 2 was rough in a lot of places for me as a fan because it just felt like it discarded a lot of the mythology. Um, and then 2018 and Kills, I really enjoyed. So, in other words, what I'm saying, that was long winded, but Halloween has had, for me, you know, ups and downs, um, which I don't have that as much with Friday the 13th. Um, Nightmare is kind of a different story. We'll get into that, I'm sure, too. But, anyways, those are my quick thoughts on Halloween. Let's see. Ice Lord said, I'm also looking forward to Terrifier 2. First movie was brutal. It was. It was. Chris saying, martial arts actor is Jackie Chan. Dude is a lunatic and put his life on the line so many times for film. That's true. It's crazy the things that he went through, you know, all in the name of doing his own stunts. Literally jumping from one building to another, breaking his ankles. I mean, whew, yeah. Denisha saying, hey, Knight, do you still believe the dream theory will still happen in Halloween Ends or do a different take on it? It's possible. Um, I think I think that it would answer a lot of things. It would tie up a lot of things, but it's hard to say. It's hard to say. It really is. I'm speechless on it. Oh man. Cody, what's up, Cody? Cody's in the chat. All right. Good to see you. Good to see you. Strange Monkey saying Van Damme forever. Right? Van Damme is awesome. He really is. Joel saying Jet Li for me. Just another horror fan. Bruce Lee. The fake Bruce Lee. I remember as a kid they used to fool me. I was like, Bruce Lee's still alive? My dad was like, no, he's not. He's not. Neil saying Buster Rhymes is the greatest martial arts actor. Yeah, right. Uh, Movies and Beyond saying I loved the one with Jet Li. Yeah, that was a good one. It was a very good one. Let's see. Do, 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 do. Miss Carter saying, "Hey Knight, what's this thing pops up about an opt-in to allow gifts?" Um, it's to you can gift someone a channel membership. It's a new feature on YouTube where you can basically buy someone a channel membership. Um, and I haven't really heard of anyone that's done it yet, so I don't know exactly the ins and outs of it, but that's what it is. Yeah. Cody saying I'm going with Jason Statham. Jason Statham is awesome. Yeah. Yep. Jackie got me hooked when I saw Rumble in the Bronx. Yeah, man. Those were the good old days. Let's see. Anthony saying, to me, I think Halloween has five great films: 78, 2, Season of the Witch, H2O, and 2018, which makes it stand up better against the other two franchises. But Friday and Nightmare all have great films, except for a couple. I could agree with that. Yeah, I could agree with that. It's tough. It's tough when you put them against each other. That's why I wanted to do it, just to see what people would vote for. You know, Dominic saying I accidentally hit Halloween instead of Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Dustin saying I voted for Halloween. It was a tough one. I was going to vote for Nightmare, but voted for Halloween instead. All right. Yeah. Cody. So I watched Halloween Resurrection today. This is the first time you've seen it? Ooh, wow. You got to let us know. Is this the first time you've seen it? Very cool. Very cool. Busta Rhymes. Trick or treat, motherfucker. Yep. Crazy stuff. Movies and Beyonce, and let's not forget Michael cried in Five. Yeah, man, some wacky ass shit. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I mean, I can still enjoy Five, but it definitely, like I said, you guys can watch our discussion of it in my Halloween playlist. It was an interesting conversation. Let's see. Um, Nightmare on Elm Street original is better than the original Friday and Halloween original because this slasher is so different and unique than Friday and Halloween instead of real person in the real world. All right, I hear you. Donald Pleasance made the sequels palatable. True enough. True enough. Ghostface saying, I like Halloween a little more than Friday the 13th. Reason why is because Michael Myers stalks. I love the stalking aspect of Michael Myers. I do love Jason as well. He's definitely more brutal. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Wayne, ooh, this is kind of cool, Wayne. I wish we could see an Elm Street movie where Freddy learns to access dreams, even while still alive, possibly through his original victims. Maybe the police discover dream catchers made of kids' bones. That'd be interesting. Yeah, I like that idea. That's cool. Extron saying Friday 13th definitely has its ups and downs. Yeah, I know some people, they probably think that, Me personally, I can enjoy all of the first seven movies, you know, pretty seamlessly. Like one through seven, I think, you know, eight is when, you know, things start to get a little, you know, mainly because of the fact that they were on the damn boat for 2/3 of the movie. But that was because of the budget and stuff behind the scenes and so forth. So it is what it is. Um, but the first seven movies, I enjoy all of them. So let's see. What happened to Dan Inosanto? I think he's just chilling out. He was doing his teaching, and his daughter was doing the teaching, and all of that. So he, great martial artist himself, taught Bruce Lee how to use the nunchucks and everything. Yep. Chuck Norris is legit and would beat Bruce Lee in real life. Mm. And I love Chuck Norris. I really do. Of course, him and Bruce, they trained together. Um, I would have liked to have seen it, though. I'll put it to you that way. But Chuck Norris himself has talked about how incredibly fast and strong Bruce Lee was in real life. So those stories that we hear, there's a lot of truth to them. So, but yeah, Chuck Norris is amazing, no doubt about that. Val saying earlier, I saw someone was posting a video on Michael Myers may have a brother. What's your thoughts on that one? I've heard some different rumors and stuff. You know how this thing goes, Val. I mean, at this point, everyone has some different thoughts based upon, leaks or things that have been reported and so forth. So I I don't think that's going to happen. It would be a real stretch to me. Um, Hopefully, it won't be in the movie. I mean, they'd have to do some seriously amazing execution to make me buy into that. So, tell me what you think too, Val, because I know you're such a diehard Halloween fan. Tell me what you think of that. Reading your comment, I'm thinking that you're like, what a brother, you know, the blackest eyes. What's going on? What's going on? Saying howdy. All right. Love you, Night Watch Zone. Thank you so much, Heather. I appreciate it. Seriously. You all right. Denisha saying, I like Steven Seagal, hard to kill on others. Yeah, Steven Seagal. Absolutely. Hopefully, we'll be talking about his movies soon. Tylor, talking about Philip Ree. Yeah, Philip Ree was awesome, man. Philip Ree and Simon Ree, best of the best. Some great martial artists, man. Seriously. Good stuff. Good stuff. Dominic saying, would you like to see a sequel to Jason Goes to Hell or a sequel to Jason X? If if they could do something that would help to make Jason Goes to Hell better or more enjoyable for me, I'd be up for it. But it's not anything that's really on my list. Um, excuse me. A sequel to Jason X, I think, would be interesting, and they could do it because it's so far into the future. So that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Absolutely. Hey, Jamie's in the chat. Happy 4th night. Thank you so much, Jamie. Happy 4th to you as well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. What are your overall thoughts on Norman Bates? An icon, a horror icon. Um, and for people of a certain age and generation, like my own, Jamie, Eric, all of us, Miss Carter, Norman Bates, just saying the name, like it really held weight, you know, uh, especially back in those days. I think the younger folks now, they're a little bit more removed from it, unless they've seen things like Bates Motel, which was an amazing show, by the way, and I think they did a hell of a job. Um, Freddie Highmore, I think he did a great job playing Norma Bates, and Vera Farmiga. I mean, she's always money. So that was kind of cool, and I think that helped to bring light to Psycho, and just the amazing movie that was, and the sequel was amazing as well. One of the greatest horror sequels of all time. Psycho 3 was very good. That was Anthony Perkins directing it. Even Psycho 4. Psycho 4 was good. So I have high respect for Norman Bates in horror, and we actually did cover the Psycho movies, all of them. But unfortunately, we lost those on the old channel. But that was one of my saddest things to have lost. But we will be redoing them, hopefully at some point soon, and hopefully, folks, and again, I think Norman Bates. When you say Norman Bates, it doesn't really hold as much weight like it used to, unless you're of a certain age. If you're a child of the 70s or the 80s or maybe even the 90s. But um, yeah, I love those movies. I love those movies. The Blackest Eyes voted for Halloween. That does not surprise me. Cody saying it's been a while since I've seen Resurrection. Oh, okay, all right, cool, cool, cool. Let's see. Wow, I'm really behind. Jamie voted for Friday the 13th. I knew it. I knew it. Very cool. Let's see. Let's see. 78 Michael would never cry. Right. Uh, 36 votes in the poll. Friday is at 33. Halloween 47. Okay, now we're getting a race. Nightmares at 19. All right. Very cool. Chris saying, I really loved New Nightmare too. The new makeup and how it took place in the real world was a nice spin on it. I agree. I agree. It was very cool. Let's see. Ghostface saying, I think Halloween 78 and the first Nightmare films are classic, as is the first Friday the 13th film. It is. I mean, that's why I say, this is the horror trinity. I mean, these three franchises, these three horror icons. I mean, they literally shaped horror for decades, and we're still feeling the effects. We see Michael Myers, on a roll, and everybody's waiting for the return of Freddy. People are waiting for the return of Jason. So these icons aren't going anywhere, and that's just the nature of it. I mean, I know some folks, especially with Halloween Ends, they want it to be over. They don't want to see Michael Myers ever again. Let the story end, and it's clean cut. And I get that. There's a part of me that would like that too. But I think these icons, they've transcended normal normal means, so to speak. I mean, if you look at the classic Universal monsters, I mean, look at how many times Dracula has been you know brought back over the years by multiple actors, decades and decades, from the 30s all the way to today. It's just crazy. The Wolfman, the Mummy, Frankenstein. So these are the modern day versions of them. So they're going to be around for a while. They really are. Unless people just stop coming to see them. And I don't see that happening. I really don't. I just don't. Um, Denisha, Halloween episode is on the podcast as well. Go listen. It's worth it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Seriously, Denisha. Denisha is watching us on YouTube and she listens to us on Spotify when she's working out. That's just cool. That's great. Um, Russell saying they did have a Bruce Lee movie where he fought Chuck Norris. Yes, Way of the Dragon. That was really one of my earliest martial arts movie memories. Just seeing Bruce and Chuck fighting, it really got me. It was one of the things that ignited my love for martial arts. I wanted to learn martial arts because of that movie. So it's a great movie. It's a great movie. Let's see. I just got to catch up to you guys. Jamie saying we just set off about $5,000 worth of fireworks. Had to duck and cover a few times. My brothers aren't very careful. Laugh out loud. Wow, that is cool. $5,000 worth. Wow, very cool. Very cool. Chris and Chuck is a real karate champion. Yes, he is. He is. Fought in real fights in the 70s, 60s, even. Bruce Lee only sparred, never fought for real in competition. That is true. That is true. Val talking about the merch store. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Val. Yeah, check out some merch. We got t-shirts and slides, hoodies, phone cases, you know, the whole shebang. Chuck and Bruce's sparring matches would have been awesome to see. Yeah, I mean, and I've seen interviews with Chuck Norris, and he talked about sparring around with Bruce and talked about because especially when the UFC got really popular back in what was it, the late '90s or whatever, early 2000s. A lot of people talked about well, Bruce Lee, he wouldn't have done well in the UFC, and then there were some people that thought he would have. And Chuck Norris, he was on record saying that he thought Bruce Lee would do very well in the UFC. He really talked about his real life, real world capabilities, and so you know the OG films in all three franchises are three of the best slashers ever made, in my opinion. Neil, you are correct, and that's why I'm going to be so happy to have you on Slasher Movie Club tomorrow night. Or it's 12 midnight now, so I'll say tonight. Um, they really are. I mean, you look at Friday, you look at Halloween, you look at Nightmare. They're just great. They really are. There's no doubt at all. Jamie saying Jason X is far better than Jason Goes to Hell, in my humble opinion. Jason Goes to Hell was bad. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Jason Goes to Hell. I agree with you guys. I really do. Steven Seagal is good, but of course, with his attitude and ego, he didn't go so far in the industry. Yes. Yep. Yep. Just another horror fan saying they are saying Hawkins is Michael's brother. People making shit up now to get clicks. Laugh out loud. Yeah, that's a stretch, man. I mean, and I know we've heard a lot of different things, and I know people like to speculate and pose theories and start conversations with fans. I do it too, um, but I try, and I may not do a great job of it. I try to though to talk about things I think can really happen, based upon something, whether it's a fact or something that happened in another movie in the franchise or whatever. But I don't see them as brothers. I don't because we saw it in the flashback for Halloween Kills. He's being told about Michael, and he stares out the window and blah blah. Now the only way that could happen is if he didn't know that Michael was his brother. But I don't know, man. That just stretches it way too far. Halloween is at its best when it's simple. You don't want to overcomplicate things, and you've got a story, you got a movie coming out where you got Jamie Lee Curtis in her swan song. You got to make sure you give her enough time to do what she's got to do. She deserves that. Laurie Strode deserves that. You've got Allison with her continuing arc, dealing with the trauma of the past movies. Hawkins, I'm sure, is going to have his moments. You're going to have Lindsay in there. You're going to have new characters. So I don't know. I don't see them being brothers. I really don't. That's just my opinion. So um, the first Friday the 13th film was great. I think the original idea was that Pamela Voorhees was going to be the main killer, but I think they decided to change it and bring Jason into the mix. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think, it's a happy mistake, as opposed to the other two franchises. Friday has had happy mistakes, you know. Jason at the end of Friday one was supposed to be just to be, a figment of Alice's imagination. And next thing you know, on Friday two, he's the killer. Um, but that works, right? And then in three, they give him the hockey mask, and that becomes so iconic. That hockey mask is just so iconic. So they've had so many happy accidents with the Friday franchise, um, but it's worked for them. And the one thing I want to also say, and this is where I get frustrated with what some of the filmmakers have done with Halloween. I just talked about multiple sequels where they couldn't get the mask right. Like, I know I keep saying that, people are probably like, all right, Night, we get it. You don't like some of these masks. I just can't understand why they couldn't get the mask right. The mask is everything, right? Like, Michael could be wearing friggin' shorts, but get the mask right, right? You got to get the mask right, and they couldn't do that for so many movies. It's frustrating, but with Jason, especially three, four, five, six, seven, even eight, they really got his look um, right, even though it's a little bit different, from those movies. But the mask, was pretty consistent, and so at least they did that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so frustrating with Michael. And obviously with Freddie, it's a little bit different, but they did pretty good with his look all throughout the movies. Um, I think with five, he kind of looked, or was it six? Well, it started with five, I think, but especially in six, he just looked kind of, I mean, Robert didn't want to sit in the chair for 6 hours doing the makeup, and I get it, right? So they kind of cut corners with the makeup, and you can kind of tell in Freddy's Dead. But at least he looks like Freddy throughout the movies, all the movies pretty much. But with Michael, you look at four, you look at five, you look at six, you look at seven, you look at eight. It's like, come on, guys. You look at Hobo Myers and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. It's like, come on, guys. Just get that mask right, guys. That's all you got to do, you know, because the mask is like his essence, right? He's the shape of a man. That mask is basically the symbolism of that. The way that the mask looks, especially when you have those. And I'm going to do an episode on this. I've seen some people talk about certain things, as far as the looks of Michael, but when you get those scenes where the light is hitting the mask just right, where half of it is kind of in a shadow and half of it isn't, it's just fantastic stuff. It really is. Thanks, Denisha. She's got the link for the podcast. You all right. You all right. I appreciate that. I really do. Cody saying, if Hawkins ends up killing Michael, I wouldn't be mad at all if Laurie gets in a few licks. All I care about at this point, who knows what will happen, to be honest. Yeah, Laurie's got to get her moment. And like I said, and I know I've done a video just recently where I talked about how Michael, um, looks like Michael might be the last person standing. And I do have another video kind of as an extension of that I'll be putting out tomorrow. So keep a lookout for that. Um, but but I do want to see Laurie have her moments. I want this to be a good final movie for Laurie Strode. I really do. That's where my heart is at. In a perfect world, Laurie would get those licks in, or be the one to take down Michael or whatever, and then walk off into the sunset. But I just don't think that's going to be the ending. I really don't. Because if it was, I don't think. I don't think Jamie Lee Curtis would say that the ending is going to upset people, you know? So, but we'll find out. We'll find out. Val saying, "Oh hell no, Night. I didn't like the family tie thing with Laurie and the shape. So, him having a brother, just no, wouldn't make sense at this point. Exactly. It just wouldn't make sense. It'd be too much of a stretch, right? Too much of a stretch." I'd rather them just say, "Well, guess what? Michael and Laurie are brother and sister," rather than trying to shoehorn Hawkins in as his brother. That would just be, you know. Well. Look who's in the chat. Jason's in the chat saying Friday the 13th, the GOAT of all franchises. Hey, you know me, man. I love me some Friday the 13th as well. And thank you for jumping in, Jason. I appreciate it. And hey, man, you all right? We got to play something for you. Here we go, man. Can you dig your man?
Baby, can you dig your man? He's a righteous man.
Yeah. All right. Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. Let's see. Ty Lord was saying Silent Rage is awesome. It's an awesome slasher Chuck Norris movie. Yeah, we did that as an episode. We talked about Silent Rage. It is a great movie. It's basically Chuck Norris versus Michael Myers. The antagonist in the movie is definitely inspired by Michael Myers. There's no doubt at all about that. Dominic saying, "Did you hear the theory that Michael dies in the opening?" Yeah, I've heard about that, and it looks as though that's been debunked. It wouldn't make any sense at all to me. So I'm not buying it. We'll find out, in a couple months, but I'm not buying it at all. Let's see. Black as Ice saying, "I've watched Jason Goes to Hell once in my life. It must be bad." Oh man. Yes. Jamie's a diehard Friday fan. Yes. Psycho 4 is underrated. It sure is. Yeah, it sure is. Let's see. Hold on. Hmm. I'm so far behind on this, you guys. You guys are doing all right. Steven Seagal knows martial arts in real life. Oh yeah, he definitely does. It's true. Let's see. Jason saying, "I'm so down." The pickup. I'm so down. The pickup from Friday 13th 4 and continue. I would keep Friday 13th Part 5 being part of a continued franchise. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think, and I really think that'd be a great place to do a new movie because you have a lot that you can do with the movie. You've got a lot of mythology at that point built up. You've got Tommy Jarvis, you've got Trish. You've really got some good characters. So I agree. Black as Ice saying a popular opinion, but probably Psycho 2 is my favorite. Psycho 2 is great. Yes, it is great. Friday the 13th is epic awesome. Like this channel. Thanks, Jason. Heather saying, "Night Watch, did you answer my question? I missed it." I'm not sure. I might have missed it too. There's a whole bunch of questions in here. Let me know. Let me know what it is, though, Heather. Let me know what it is. We got Eggers Meggie in the chat. What's up? What's up? All right. Cody saying, "I've been wanting to watch this movie on Netflix called Polaroid. Have you seen it?" I have not. I have not. I haven't heard of it. You'll have to let me know if you see it, though, if it's good. Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street not getting the love I want to see. Come on. Someone who kills you in your dreams. I see Jason or Michael. I'm blowing him away with my 50 cal. Unless it's Jason after part 6, because he's a zombie at that point, and guns don't do anything to him. But then again, with Michael, I shot him 6 times. He still keeps going. Even Roy is 10 times better than Jason Goes to Hell. Ah, good old Roy. Jason. It's got a death curse. Let's see. Thanks, Jason. Dustin saying, here's a theory for Halloween Ends. What if at the finale of Ends, Lindsay ends up in a hospital again, and Laurie and Allison are there trying to save her, and Laurie tries to shoot Michael? Let's see. And the rest got cut off. But he chokes Laurie, and she accidentally shoots one of the tanks, like in Halloween 2. Lindsay and Michael and Laurie catch on fire, and Allison is down the hall. And after that happens, Allison services? Hmm, that's a lot going on. I don't know. I love Norman's descent back to madness. In Psycho 2, yeah, man. It was creepy, it was well done. It was actually kind of sad too. That's the mark of a really good movie and a good performance because you actually felt bad for Norman. It was good. It was good. Friday the 13th is the great franchise of all time, followed by Phantasm. Yeah, you got to give some love to Phantasm. I love Phantasm so much. Seriously, 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 seriously. Neil saying, for your information, according to a list on IMDb, the first slasher style horror film is 13 Women from 1932. Ooh, hey, that's a good fun fact, Neil. I like that. I'd be interested in seeing that if I could, just to see what it was like. Millions in the chat. What's up? What's up? Saying Bruce Lee movie kill counts are insane. He kills 20 ninjas a scene. Right? I like that. Joel saying I would have no chance against Freddy because I like to sleep. Right? Yeah. Yep. True enough. Ghostface saying I'm a diehard Scream fan. The Scream films are probably the realest in the horror genre because of the who done it factor. It's like the forensic files of slashers. Yeah, absolutely. And I think, when you think about, we did this as an episode when we talked about the Mount Rushmore of a horror. I definitely think Scream, is on there, with these three. It has to be, and I think Scream is one of the most consistent horror franchises. Um, and Wes really did a hell of a job. I mean, when you consider what he did with Nightmare, and then going to something like Scream, which was such a different type of take, you just got to give him credit. You know, Wes was amazing. He really was. Let's see. I'll catch it to you guys. Hmm. You guys are too funny. The Michael's brother theory may be the worst yet. Yeah, that one. I mean, I just don't see where that one's even coming from. Because and what would it really do? You know, But again, it is what it is. And Joel saying, the whodunit factor in Scream. Let's see which of Sydney's relatives they come up with next. Tired. Yeah, they definitely. And the thing of it is that in order for the franchise to continue, I think they got to do some really different things. So we'll see what they do in six. It's their chance to really do something different because I think at five they had to kind of stick with the script, kind of stick with the way West did things. But now, I think they have the freedom to do something different. And I hope they do. I really, really do. I really do. Let's see. Wayne saying, I think the Chucky series has been a pleasant surprise with excellent writing, acting, and all around storytelling. Yeah, I mean, and I got to get deeper into it, but I think with Chucky, I think it was smart for them to do a TV series. Um, And of course, some people are talking about Halloween as a series, and we'll see how that works. But with Chucky, especially when you got icons like a Freddy or Chucky, I mean, they can kind of maneuver, back and forth, whether it's a movie or a TV series. So I think that was smart of them to do that. I really do. Chris saying the only reason why Freddy is scarier to me, Freddy can appear as my dream girl with her boobs out. We'll kiss, then she turns into Freddy. Right? Dream Warriors. That was a great film. That's the other thing too with these franchises. I was curious to see what made people vote for what they voted for. If you think about Nightmare, I think to me the standouts are the first one, Dream Warriors, and A New Nightmare. I think those movies are just so good. Dream Warriors is one of the best horror sequels ever. I know we talked about Psycho 2 as well, but Dream Warriors, that was just wow, just crazy good. Let's see. Mega Giant said, "Night. I'm still waiting on the Valentine live stream in the future." Yes, yes, and trust me. Hopefully, I see you tomorrow night. You might be happy. So that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Dominic saying the masks for Jason, the masks were all right. Um, yeah, I think the masks were great up until Jason Goes to Hell. I think Jason Goes to Hell. Jason Goes to Hell is just so odd because I think there were some good things that were in the movie. I think that the makeup for Jason, it was interesting. It was a lot of interesting things to it, but I wasn't really the biggest fan of it. Um, but the mask, it was kind of like, I don't know. I go back and forth on it, but that's when I think, they kind of stepped outside the box. Um, and then, with Jason X, I think pre Uber Jason, I think he looked, better. Obviously, the mask was more traditional. Uber Jason was kind of its own thing. And then Freddy versus Jason, the mask was good, but the rest was kind of like, So, anyways, it's complicated. But we got seven. We got 8 movies where, well, let's say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 6 movies with the hockey mask where I think they did a pretty good job. Let's see. Million saying, "Hey, Night, you got to watch the Halloween documentaries for the sequels. A lot of the mask issues are explained there." Yes, yes. No, I've seen those, and I know that, even with Halloween 2, they didn't plan to do a sequel. John Carpenter didn't want to do a sequel, and they didn't take care of the mask. And of course, Dick Warlock, his face is shaped different than Nick Castle, so it looks more stretched out. Although I was still fine with that mask. And then with 4, and then with 5, Don Shanks with his nose and all of that type of stuff. Although even with the mask in 5 for Don Shanks, and I know how they had it over his face. He had the broken nose thing going on and all of that. But when they let the mask, the bottom of the mask hang out over his outfit, I just hated that. So even as a kid, I was a little kid and watched that, and I was like, why does he look so weird? You know, I just didn't like that. But I know. But here's the thing for me. I know of the reasons why they had mask issues, but it just to me seemed like it comes down to passion, for the character. Like if you look at Halloween 2018, they had so much passion, for this character and so much, love for it. They recreated the 78 mask and aged it, right? And it's like they really put forth that care. So it's like, well, why couldn't these other movies do that too? And I know some of it comes down to budget and some of it comes down to the filmmakers and the directors and but yeah, but it's interesting stuff, man. It really, really is. And that's one thing about Michael and those movies that always has fascinated me. Issues with the mask and stuff. It's just crazy. But Black Asai saying, I love Halloween 6 mask, but 4 and 5 took years to grow on me. Yeah, yep, I agree. Let's see. Wow, you guys are going, man. Ooh. Wayne, what's up, Wayne? Saying it's Monday, 2:08 p.m. here. No scream option. Not tonight. I just wanted to go back to the 80s, the 80s and 90s, with these three. To me, these franchises, paved the way for Scream, you know. They really, really did because they were just so popular, you know. They really were. Black as I saying, I feel the hobo clown mask will be in Halloween Ends. Maybe that's what Nick Castle cameo will be. Hmm. 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 Million saying it was often a creative choice of directors, etc. They all had their own ideas of what the mask should look like. Yeah, yeah, and especially in five, he was a director that really was all over the place. He had not even really been a fan of the franchise or watched the movies. Um, he almost got what's her name that played Tina killed, when they were doing that stunt at the end near the farmhouse, and Michael was in the car. And he almost got her killed because he wasn't calling cut at the right time, and a lot of weird shit, man. It really was. But to me, even with those ideas of the creative choices, it's like you have to have some consistency, right? So it's like, why not just redo the Shatner mask? The Halloween 4 and 5 mask look so different that it can take you out. I'm used to it now because I've seen them, since I was a little kid, a little boy. But yeah, it's crazy. And then 6 looked better. It was kind of looking more like the Shatner mask. Still not great, but it was better. Um, but I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's frustrating. Frustrating. Bruce Leroy whooping everyone's tail in. Bruce Leroy, that was such a great movie, man. The Last Dragon. All right, let's see. Oh, Skull Crusher's in the chat too. I have the Scream Factory Blu-ray box set of all the Friday 13 movies plus a bonus disc. It's an amazing set. Yes, 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 yes. I've got it too, and it is amazing. It's one of my most prized possessions. It is such a cool box set. It is so good. It really is. Um, I'm so shocked, and so are so many other people, that Nightmare has not been given that type of treatment like Friday and Halloween has been. So we'll see. We'll see. The Shatner Halloween mask was epic. It really was. It really was. It was a great way to go. Originally, they were going to do like this creepy looking clown thing, but ultimately, they used the Shatner mask, and I think it was a great choice. It really was. Let's see. Dominic saying part 6, I admit, is better than Jason Goes to Hell. Part 6 for Halloween or part 6 for Friday? Because part 6 for Friday, I don't think it should even be for me, is not even a question if it's better than Jason Goes to Hell. So, Millions saying Jason Goes to Hell is the result of the producers saying, get the damn hockey mask off the screen as much as possible. Yeah, yeah, that was actually Sean Cunningham who directed the original, and obviously now has, well, half or close to half of the rights to the franchise. He's trying to get the rest from Victor Miller, but he was the one. And it's like, oh, it was just a bad directive. It really was. And then Adam Marcus just kind of went with it. And then, of course, at the end of the day, after seeing the backlash of the movie, then Sean Cunningham was like, well, we probably shouldn't have done that. It's like, no shit, you know? People come to the movie to see Jason. Jason is the movie, right? And you go to see Jason Goes to Hell, and you get like 7 or 8 minutes of Kane Hodder, you know, out of the whole movie. It's like, no, man, come on. Come on. Let's see. Justin's in the chat. What's up, man? Do you have any Michael Myers mask? I do. I do. I don't have my regular one with me, but usually my background when I'm not using this virtual one, I have the Halloween Kills mask. And man, it is sweet. And this August, hopefully, I'm still going to be getting a 2018 mask from my good buddy, the Bearded Entertainment, Eric. So yeah, man, the Halloween Kills mask is so cool, man. I actually wore it, and when we went, we went with the kids trick or treating, and I'm walking around in the mask, and people were unnerved. The kids were scared. Oh, it was great. It was great. Good question, man. Good question. Let's see. Dustin saying night. I meant survives. All correct. But everyone pretty much dies. But Allison and Hawkins lives too. Oh, okay, okay. I got you. Hmm. That would be something. Yeah, I could deal with that. Black as I saying, yeah, you really do feel for Norman in Psycho too. Yeah, yeah, you really do. I mean, that's what's so great about that movie and Anthony Perkins' performance. Neil saying, gotta run, guys. See y'all tomorrow night. All right, man. Thanks for hanging out, and I will catch you tomorrow night for our 50th episode celebration on Slasher Movie Club at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please, please, and this is the second or third time I mentioned it, but I'll probably mention it again. Please, guys, stop by and support us. Say hi. Say hi to us in the live chat. We're going to have fun. We got guests. We're going to reminisce. I've got a couple of surprises. We'll do a lot of talking with the live chat, just talking about slasher movies. This will be the time to talk about multiple slasher movies. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. Do, 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 do. Joel saying Halloween is greater than Scream. Chris saying I hate the Michaels brothers brother theory. It sucks and I won't entertain it. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Extron saying, do you guys own a ghost face voice changer? I'd love to own one. I don't have one, but I'd love to get one. Wayne saying, bye night and all for real now. My work break is ending. All right, Wayne. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Hope work goes well. I hope work goes well. Let's see. Wow, I am so far behind. This is crazy. I'm going to skip forward to try to catch up with you guys. Definitely, because it's hard to see everyone's comment. But if you guys do any super chats or anything, that will highlight you and it will go to the front of the line. But I'm so far behind. It's crazy. Wow. Dream Warriors is one of my faves of all time. Yeah. 29 watching, 29 likes. You guys are awesome. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see. Eric saying I uploaded my Phantasm 2 video. I loved it. Can't wait for 3. Yeah, see, I told you. Now, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but when I saw you, when I saw you, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to hear it. Because usually 2 is where you get a sense of where people are at. But 2 was great, man. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Seriously. It's a great franchise. It doesn't get enough love. It really doesn't. Let's see. Cody saying good night, y'all. Take it easy, Cody. Hope you have a good night. I prefer the sack head over the hockey mask. I find it more terrifying. I've heard some people say that. Yeah, I personally like the hockey mask more, but the sack head was fine. It was creepy, and Friday Part 2 is one of my favorites in the franchise. So hey, it's Corey Anderson. Hi everyone, happy 4th of July. How's it going? I know it is 4th of July now. We made it. We made it. We made it. Blackest Eye saying always wanted a real Freddy glove with actual knife fingers. Right? Yeah. Yep. Let's see. Mary saying, "Hey Coriander, happy 4th to you and Night and everyone." Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Happy 4th to all of you guys. Mega Giant saying, "Night Child's Play 2 is a fantastic sequel. You could probably make an argument that it's probably better than the original. Chucky was awesome in the sequel." That is true, and hopefully we'll be getting to that one soon too, because we did do Child's Play. I think it was maybe about a month ago, a month and a half ago now on Slasher Movie Club Mondays. Um, and the original Child's Play is amazing, but the sequel is arguably better. I agree. Yep, I agree. And that was the movie I watched the most in the franchise when I was younger, so it was very good, very good. Let's see. Buff Shaman's in the chat saying hi. What's going on? What's going on? Million saying I just watched Last Dragon 2 days ago. Really? Was that the first time? It's a fantastic movie. It's a favorite of mine. I love it. So good. Blackest Eye saying exactly. Just repaint a Shatner mask, right? Like seriously. And I don't want to. I'm gonna try to not go on another mask rant. But seriously, guys. I mean, like you almost couldn't. It almost couldn't have been any easier. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Um, friggin' mask. I'm telling you. Buff Shaman saying having a bad day. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. My bank executed a merger on the first, which lost us access to our stuff till Tuesday. The result is going to be late fees that will lose us our car, kill my B day plans, and more. Oh man, that sucks. There's no way to to do anything about that because of the bank doing that to you guys, especially for your car. Oh man, that really sucks. I'm telling you, man, banks can be a pain in the ass. I can sympathize with you. Not to that extent, but I can sympathize. Man, I hope there's a way that you can fix that, seriously. Especially being that it's not your fault. Jeez. Good luck, man, seriously. Let's see. Black as I saying I have the Resurrection 2018 and 4 mask. That's awesome. Yeah, that's very cool. Cunningham hated the Jason character. He never wanted to make films like Friday. He wanted to do different genres and wanting to win an Oscar, but that didn't happen because of his tie to Jason. Yeah, I mean, and it is what it is. I mean, Jason made Sean Cunningham a lot of money. Okay, I mean, we've just been talking about the box set for Friday the 13th that came out. Do you know how many box sets there are for Friday the 13th over all these years? And they're going to be more. I've got 3 myself. So, I get it. He wanted to do some different things, but at the same time, he's lucky that he still had success in the business, because of Friday. So that's the way I look at it. People know his name because of Friday the 13th. There are a lot of directors that are, very talented that get, a lot of prestige work and people don't know them like they know Sean Cunningham, so, you know what I'm saying? So, Heather saying, Nightwatch Zone, I got to tell you a scary story going live at midnight my time. Stay tuned. Ooh. Well, good luck. Good luck. I know what that's like. It can be challenging, so good luck. But just have fun with it. That's always one of the biggest things I try to tell people when they go live or when they're just starting out doing videos and stuff. Just try to have fun with it because that's what's going to make it work. That's what's going to make it work. Black as I saying, I hate Resurrection, but the mask is cool and had it since I was like 13. And that is cool. That is very cool. Mr. Bones is in the chat. What's up? Saying, yo, what's going on? Happy 4th of July. Let's see. Skull Crusher saying, I liked Freddy versus Jason, but some of the acting made me cringe. Yeah, Freddy versus Jason, and we talked about it, of course. It's a good Freddy movie, I can say that. But the Jason side of things, I just felt as though it just didn't work, as much as it should have, as much as it could have. As a fan of both, since I was a little kid, we had been waiting, for Friday 13th and Nightmare to merge and have Freddy versus Jason. But we waited for years. But what we got, although it was a decent story, it just didn't have it didn't have a good Jason portrayal, and we talked about the behind the scenes of why that is. They wanted to move away from stuff that Kane had done with Jason, physically speaking. They wanted someone who was taller. Ken Kersinger is a little bit taller than Kane. He's a little bit more lean, but I don't know, man. Anyways, long story short, they wanted Jason to be more like a force of nature. But to me, he moved around more like Frankenstein. Like, I don't know. It was frustrating. It was frustrating. I mean, in one hand, I think they came up with a somewhat decent story that could actually make sense bringing those two together. But I just think first of all, they should have had Kane Hodder playing Jason. That's number one. Number two, if not having Kane portray Jason, then having whoever, whether it was Ken or whoever, you know, have some energy in the performance. Like if you look at Derek Mears in the reboot, like he's got energy. He's moving. He's a great. He like you're scared of him. With Ken, he just kind of do 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 do, and it's not his fault. He went, he was told to do that. He was going by the director and so forth. So it's frustrating. It's frustrating. I mean, it's not a bad movie. I've seen a lot worse, but it's definitely not my favorite in either franchise. So, Mary saying Nightmare on Elm Street scared the living crap out of me. It was so hard for me to sleep those nights. I watched those Robert Englund. He's an amazing actor. Robert is amazing. And I know what you mean. When I was a little kid and I saw Nightmare for the first time, yeah, it got to me too. And I think it was so creative. Wes Craven, again, he's just the master. Nightmare is just such a creative movie. And that's why Freddy's an icon, you know. And it's so creative, That's the one thing about the Nightmare movies. It's so creative, and it has so much range that it can work with. Because especially when you're in the dreamscape, anything is possible. So that's the thing I love the most about the Nightmare movies. Extron saying, I actually like the Rob Zombie Halloween 1 mask. Yeah, it was pretty good. It definitely was the best since part 2, you know. It was pretty good. I liked it. When I first saw it, I was like, wow, we actually got a good mask. But in Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, when they had half of it gone and he's wearing a hoodie and, he's basically a hobo, I'm like, what are we doing, man? Like, I want to see this mask. And I know it was wear and tear and all that type of stuff, but at least I don't know. Like I said, it just kind of it's like you guys finally get a good mask, and now you're ripping half of it off. It's like Michael just has bad luck. Oh man. The poll's at 51 votes. Friday is at 35. Halloween 47. Nightmare is at 18. I am shocked. I thought Nightmare definitely would have been at least, you know, 25% or higher. I am shocked. Let's see. I hate the idea that Michael Myers has a brother. It would be so dumb in my eyes because he's been the main killer since '78. So why reveal that he has a brother now? Will his brother be cursed too? Yeah, exactly. It. Listen, I'm saying it right now live, and you guys know I talk a lot about Halloween. I've got a new video coming out tomorrow, so please check that out. Um, if Michael Myers has a brother in this movie, like I said, any anything is possible, and execution is of the utmost importance. But I just don't see that happening. If he has a brother, when I see this movie in the theater, we're gonna do a live reaction right after seeing it. I'm gonna be going off seriously because I don't know why they would do that. I'm telling you. When he's standing behind Lindsay, that was a great looking shot. That was, yes, yep. Million saying, "Nah, Night Last Dragon is one of my favorite films of all time." Yes, yes, it is. It is such a good movie. Seriously, we talked about that. Geez, it seems like months ago now. But yeah, we did an episode on Last Dragon. It's so good. Rob Zombie's Halloween had so much potential. It did. It really did. I mean, I appreciated. This might be another rant. I appreciated him trying to do something different and still pay homage to Carpenter. And again, when you're doing a remake, you depending on what the remake is, you're kind of running up the hill, so to speak, right? So you give this backstory to Michael, which I'm not gonna lie, it was some interesting stuff, right? But it takes away the mystique. I don't want to know everything about Michael Myers. That's number one. That was a fail for me. Number two is he grows up in a family that is so dysfunctional. There's no way he couldn't become a killer, right? Now granted, and I know if Val is still in the chat, we're Halloween purists pretty much. But I will say it gave some interesting scenes, especially for Sherry Moon Zombie. I think that was some of the best acting she's done when she had to go visit Michael at Smith's Grove, and just the trauma of all this and so forth, and also for Loomis, for Malcolm McDowell. There were some great scenes, that were there. But again, you take away the mystique of the character, you know. Whereas in the original, he grows up in a regular house, regular home, regular family setting, as far as we know. Everything points towards that. So he's a regular kid, right? He hasn't been abused. He's not getting bullied at school, um, and so forth and so forth. And he goes upstairs and kills Judith. Now, why? To me, that's scarier, right? So that's the thing with Rob Zombie's Halloween. It's got that gift and curse of trying to do something different by explaining what we didn't see in Carpenter's movie, but therein is where it falls short with the mystique of Michael Myers. I don't want to know everything about Michael Myers. We shouldn't know everything about Michael Myers. That's what makes him scary. And that's the thing that separates Michael from Jason, from Freddy, from Ghostface, from Pinhead, from Leatherface, Candyman, all of them, is that with Michael Myers, we don't know. We don't know the true motivations. We don't understand everything about his backstory. So that's my rant on Rob Zombie's Halloween. Uh, Enlightened kids in chat. What's up? What's up? Saying people really give Nightmare 2 a lot of hate, but I appreciate it for the creepy atmosphere and the effects accomplished. The Nightmare Trinity is just as strong as the others, especially with 1 and 3. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Nightmare 1, 2, and 3 versus Halloween 1, 2, and 3, and Friday 1, 2, and 3. I think Nightmare, yeah, it that's a good one, man. That might be a discussion in and of itself. It really could be. But yeah, Nightmare 1, 2, and 3 are great. Let's see. Heather saying, when will you let me know about being a mod? I will check once I get done this live stream. I'll check to see how many mods I do have, and we'll see if we can put you in. We will see. We will see. Extron saying, I like the first Rob Zombie Halloween. The second was eh. Yeah, I'm the same way. It was a good slasher movie. If you're just looking for a slasher movie and a lot of you know kills and gore and stuff, it was good as a slasher movie. But as a Halloween film, um, yeah, I wasn't totally on board with it. Was not. Let's see. Man, I am still so far behind. That's crazy. Buff Shaman saying, this is my cheers at this channel. I know y'all will help me forget the bad stuff for a while. What a great community we have in horror. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And I'm glad that this can provide at least a little bit of happiness in the moment. So I'm so happy that it can do that for you, man. And that's always been something that I hope that the channel can do. And of course, this community is great. So a lot of support here, man. Seriously. Jen Tochi, I agree. Freddie is the ultimate icon. All right, all right. Hope you're doing good, Jen. I like Michael being a mystery. Me too. Me too. No doubt. Let's see. Conrad's in the chat saying, "Hey, what's going on?" Buff Shaman saying, Ronnie, you should never have been the director. They needed a fan of both in the big chair. I agree because he wasn't a fan of Nightmare or Friday. He actually watched the movies. He even said when he went to um, the studio, he says, I'm not a fan of either. I don't know if I should even really do this movie. It's like, and he wanted the movie to be like a WWE main event. I mean, there's some good things he did with it, you know, but no, overall, I don't think he was the right director. Not at all. JJ, what's up? Exactly, Jennifer. Freddy's the only one that has ever scared me to the point of having to keep the lights on as a kid. I was so scared to fall asleep. Yeah, yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, mm-hmm. Following too. It was a good slasher, but yeah. Joel. I'd rather sit through a Scream marathon than watch the zombie weens. Oh, shoot. That's good. Let's see. Million saying, I love how Zombie did his Michael, especially in the second film. Michael always clean shaved and neat all the time, never made sense. Yeah, there's truth to that. There's truth to that. I can buy that. But it is what it is. I just think they made him so like the mask and again, I know I've said this a bunch of times, but the mask, it's like you guys finally had a decent mask, and now in Halloween 2 half of it is cut off, and it's like, come on, man, seriously. It's just like, wow. um Hellraiser is one of the most gory but extremely scary, especially because of Doug Bradley's voice. It gave me chills up and down my spine. Yeah, man. Doug Bradley, just amazing as Pinhead. Hellraiser 1 and 2, for me especially, were really, really good. 3 was all right. You could start to see, they were trying to make Pinhead into, more like a Freddy type of vibe. Um, just more talkative and so forth. And that's when it started to kind of go downhill for me. And 4, I've been on record, talking about 4. We won't go there. We won't go there. But Doug Bradley himself is great as Pinhead. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Dre? Dre's in the chat. All right. I hated the Rob Zombie Halloween, but it takes major balls to do something different and make it your own, especially with a franchise as big as Halloween. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, man. I think that again, I give credit for Rob Zombie trying to do something different. I really do. Um, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to know too much about Michael, and we just learned a hell of a lot, a hell of a lot. But hey, what can you say? What can you say? It is what it is. I still enjoy it for what it is, you know. So that's it. Dre saying I commend Rob Zombie for being bold enough to do his own vision of Halloween, even though I didn't like it. Yeah, yep. Million saying I think Rob Zombie's version is misunderstood. The Myers family is normal for that town. Yeah, well, here's the thing. And again, I get it because it's kind of like the Rob Zombie aesthetic. We just had a watch party for House of a Thousand Corpses and the Devil's Rejects, and we're going to be doing Three from Hell for the channel members. And that's just Rob Zombie. That's the world that he likes to showcase, and that's fine. But for Halloween, to me, what was scary with the original movies was that Haddonfield was just a normal place. Haddonfield was a neighborhood any of us could be living in, and you got all that shit going on. That's pretty scary. Living in a town the way Rob Zombie depicts it, I'd expect someone trying to kill me, because it's just so brutal. It's a brutal world. I mean, and the world is brutal. I'm not trying to say it's not, but I'm just saying that for me, Michael, a kid growing up in that family, there's no wonder that he would do what he did. Whereas in the original movies, he's a normal, seemingly normal kid. So why would he do that? And to me, that's just scarier. But regardless of all that, I get what Rob Zombie was trying to do, and I give him credit. Ultimately, I do give him credit, like Dre was saying, because when I heard that he was doing a remake, I was like, wow, how is this going to go? You know, but there's good stuff in it. There's good stuff in it. Let's see. Val saying the unknown of the Y is the beauty of H78. It's true. It's true. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. The boogeyman. You can't kill the boogeyman. He's just got a great mythology. I love his mythology so much. Dre saying the Nightmare Trinity is pretty good. I actually watched Nightmare 2 twice last weekend. It wasn't as crappy as I remembered, but the original Nightmare is so good, and the third one is good. It's true. Um, yeah, I agree with that. I absolutely agree. Conrad saying, I love the unknown about Halloween. Keeping me in a mystery is a must. Exactly. Same here. Same here. And Joel is saying, Halloween 78 is greater than Scream 96. Now,
And one more step and blam!
oh man, you caught me off guard with that. I will say this Scream 96 is such a great movie, and one of the few movies I think that can be talked about in the same breath as Halloween 78. But yeah, I can't disagree with you on that. That was good. You caught me off guard with that. Yeah. People forget in Rob Zombie's version that the whole town is trash. Michael's living conditions are normal there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see. Think like a director in the chat. What's going on? Saying loved all of them, but always been a sucker for Freddy and Chucky. I think it's the comedy and horror combo for me. I also wish they would give us A new Wishmaster. That would be cool. That would be very cool. Skull Crusher saying, I think that Rob Zombie's versions of Halloween would be better off if it were changed to a Texas Chainsaw movie instead, since Leatherface and his family are dysfunctional. Exactly. Exactly. I think Rob Zombie, his style fits TCM a lot more than Halloween. I think that that would have worked a lot better. Yep. Yep. Um, Buff Shaman saying, in my honest opinion, Halloween 6 is better than either Rob Zombie as a Halloween film. I think both his Halloween films were terrible Halloween films. They would have been good as a new franchise. Yes. Yes. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I mean, now, as far as 6 being better, I could kind of go back and forth on that because 6 had some issues too. But I just think that Rob Zombie's vision fit better with something like TCM rather than Halloween. And again, having all this backstory of Michael, I don't think it was good for Michael as far as the mystique of his mythology. So, but it is what it is. Let's see. Peach is in the chat. What's going on? Saying Freddy always had me fucked up as a child. Yeah, man, Freddy was definitely scary. There's no doubt at all about it. Those were the days. Those were the days. Oh, and we have a super chat. We've got a super chat, guys. Holy moly. Thank you so much, Anthony. Return of the Mac coming in strong. $2 super chat. Let's see. Night is Season of the Witch, a top 5 film within these 3 franchises. Ooh. Now, okay, and I want to make sure I get this right, Anthony, and I'm going to assume. So you mean out of all the movies from all 3 franchises, is Season of the Witch a top 5? Now, if we're talking about all 3 franchises, because geez, we're talking like 30 movies. Let's see, Nightmare, Dream Warriors, Friday 4, Friday, Halloween, 2018. No, it's not. It's not. But that doesn't take away from my love for Season of the Witch. Um, I absolutely love Season of the Witch, but there's too many other movies I'd put above it. But it's definitely top 10. It's definitely top 10, and out of 30 movies, that's pretty good. But I can definitely say it's top 10, even without thinking of all the individual movies. And at some point, we are I might as well say it. We are thinking of doing a ranking of all the movies. We wanted to wait until we've got through the Nightmare franchise, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But that's a good question, man. You always come up with the best questions, and I really appreciate the super chat. It really helps out a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, let's play something for you. I appreciate it so much. Here we go.
What?
Ooh,
What?
I'm from.
What? What?
Ooh,
What?
I'm from.
What?
All right, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Seriously, that is so cool. I really appreciate it so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Another thing, Michael was never supposed to be 7 feet tall and built like a heavyweight champ. Super strength is more intimidating out of average sized people. Exactly, and we talked about that in our episode for the zombie movies. Um, and I know my brother, he's a fan of Tyler Mane playing Michael Myers, and I think Tyler Mane did a great job. But I mean, again, if you're 7 foot tall, like, come on, man. Like, of course you're going to be able to do those things. And it's just when you look at someone the size of Nick Castle or James Jude Courtney, to me, it's much scarier seeing them do what they do, especially James Jude Courtney in these last 2 movies. I think he's very intimidating and scary. as a regular sized dude, you know. But in the zombie movies, you got, Tyler Mane, 7'1" or whatever it is. He literally could like flick someone and kill them. So of course, it just takes away. Again, I think the problem for me for the zombie movies is that you were just taking away some of the strongest elements of Michael. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't enjoy it. When he's killing people, he's grunting. He's kind of doing it out of anger. He's pissed off. If you look at 78, you look at 2018, you look at kills, he's just killing people. This is who he is. It's just another day at the office. That's scary to me. That's scary. That just shows he's like on some other shit. That's always going to be more scary than scary to me, versus what Tyler Mane was doing in the zombie movies. And that's not Tyler Mane's fault. He's going by what Rob Zombie wanted him to do. But yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree. ZZM, what's going on? In the chat, I voted, but I'm afraid I'm biased with Halloween 1 and 2 being my favorite horror movies, the original. Yeah. Hey, you can vote for whoever you want. I'm just trying to figure out what people are going to say, and I'm really surprised Nightmare is so far behind. But hey, what are you going to do? ZZM saying, "I love how chill you are, Night." Thanks, I appreciate that. I'm just having fun, man. I'm talking about three franchises that I've loved since I was a little kid. These are three franchises. Truly, these three franchises shaped my horror fandom as a kid. So anytime I get a chance to talk about all three of these franchises with other folks, I'm happy. I'm super happy. But thanks for saying that, man, and thanks for hanging out. I appreciate the support so much. I really, really do. Million saying, that's the point. His home life isn't the cause. There's likely 100 Ronnies in that Haddonfield, but no other killer kids. Yeah, yeah. But still, I just think that, you know, I guess for me, just even if it was a regular family showing the background of it and, a day in the life or a week in the life or whatever, it's like I just think not having the backstory makes him more mysterious, and I like that better. Um, but I hear what you're saying. The whole town probably had a lot of those types of families. So, and it probably did. There was definitely something with Michael. You know. Let's see. Black as I saying, yeah, Michael killing because he's from a broken home. No, Ray. 63 votes. Friday 13th at 37. Uh-oh. Halloween at 43. We're going now. Nightmare's at 21. We're finally at 21 for Nightmare. All right, guys, let's do this. I'm curious now. Conrad saying Wes Craven's new Nightmare deserves more praise. I agree 100%. Seriously, I agree. Let's see. I'm so far behind on you guys here. Let's see. Rob Zombie would work for Friday 13th too. That's true. I could see that. Yeah. Yep. Joel speaking my language, saying the lesser Halloween sequel sure would have benefited from the producers even attempting to create a decent Myers mask. Absolutely. You are so right. Like I said, you are so right.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Like I said, I just don't get why they couldn't do a damn good mask. Let's see. Joel, please keep Rob Zombie away from Friday, but I'm sure that will be the next after he destroys the monsters. I hope they don't bring him to Friday. I think Friday just needs, some fresh blood, no pun intended. Let Rob Zombie do his own things, Let him do his own things. Dustin, what was that? Yeah, exactly. But I do think that the Munsters looks good. that teaser looks good. I'm actually curious to see it because I'm an old school fan of the old Munsters, and I know Rob Zombie's a huge Munsters fan too, like big hardcore. So I think he's gonna do okay with that. I think he's gonna do okay with that. Jamie saying Rob Zombie is so unfairly criticized. I think he's awesome. He's definitely got a lot of talent, man. I've liked a lot of his movies, so I agree. You know, he's super talented. I didn't like some of the choices he made with Halloween, but I still respect him and I still enjoy so many of his movies. So, hey, well, let's see. Shape in the Shadows is in the chat. We got a $5 super chat. All right. Wow. Thank you so much, man. I much appreciate it. Shape in the Shadow, one of our newest channel members. I appreciate it so much. All the support. Check out Shape in the Shadows. It's got a great channel and really cool in the community. And, I'm getting to know his stuff too. We were on a live stream together with a whole bunch of horror YouTubers, and we had a blast. We really, really did. So let's treat you right, and let's do a little Mr. T here. Here we go.
Treat her right, treat your mother right. Treat her right, treat her right. Treat her right, treat your mother right. Treat her right, treat her right.
M is for the moan and the miserable groan from the pain that you felt when I was gone.
All right. I love that so much. Thanks so much, Shape. I really appreciate it so much. And I know you voted for Halloween. I know you did. Very cool, man. James Jew Courtney and Nick Castle are my favorite versions of Michael Myers. Oh yeah. There's no doubt about that. I mean, I love Dick Warlock. He's amazing and done some amazing stuff in his career. But yeah, you got to go with James Jude and Nick. For me, anyways. That's where I got to go to. So Val saying to Jamie, Night is slowly turning me into a Rob Zombie fan. Watched two of his movies and they weren't bad, but just can't get into what he did with Halloween. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, when he took the job to do Halloween, he knew that it was going to be a challenge. And he's been on record saying that it was a horrible experience because of what the studios, the pressure on him from the studios, and so forth. So I do feel bad for him. When you're doing a remake to something like Halloween, you're almost in a no-win situation. It's very difficult, to be able to come off successfully with that. So, with the things he did, again, I didn't agree with all the choices, but I think in general, especially the first movie, I think it was, it was all right. It was all right. The second movie, I think he kind of, I don't know, he just said, hey, let's just do what we want to do. And, you know, sometimes that can work. Sometimes that can work in certain projects, but I just don't think it works well in Halloween. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Jamie saying, I have an interest in psychology, so I didn't mind the changes Rob Zombie made to his Halloween. I also love his visual style and the way he uses music. Yeah, now I will say that the music, I always enjoy his music choices in his movies, and I think the music for Halloween was very good, as well as Halloween 2. So I will agree with you on that. I loved how he incorporated Rush, Tom Sawyer in that scene with Ken Faree at the truck stop, and of course Joe Grizzly. Now things like that, I think were high points, in the movie. I really do. So again, there are things about the movie that I really enjoyed, and some things that were kind of like, yeah, Dee. It was great seeing Dee Wallace. I think she did a great job as she always does. So there are good things. There are good things about the movie. Malcolm McDowell, he was pretty good as Loomis. But on the flip side, and Jamie, and I know we said we're going to talk about this at some point on the live stream, so hopefully we get a chance to do that soon because there's so much to uncover. But Malcolm McDowell in Halloween 2, it was kind of a reversal for me. I just wasn't on board with the way he portrayed the character in Halloween 2, and it didn't feel like it served the story either, because Laurie was so dark in Halloween 2 because of the trauma and all that. So I can understand it. I didn't really like that choice, but I understand why for the character, right? And then Annie and Brackett, they were the light in the story. You know what I'm saying? Like you wanted to root for them. And then of course Loomis was an asshole, you know. And Loomis as a character has always been that shining light, you know. So that's some of the problems I had with Halloween too. And so, like I said, it's like a reversal, for Malcolm McDowell, his portrayal of Loomis. I thought he did a good job of it in the first movie, but in the second movie, um, again, just some choices that I just didn't vibe with totally. But yeah, um, just another horror fan saying, got a feeling they're gonna tell why Michael does what he does and ends. That's why JLC said that it will make people mad. I hope not. I hope not. God have mercy. That'd be the worst thing they can do. You'd think they would have learned their lesson from the curse of Michael Myers, but anything's possible. Anything's possible. Million saying Rob Zombie was told to play by his own rules. He did, but he keeps getting hit with the. But Carpenter's way was laugh out loud. Yeah, I mean, and again, he knows, what he was up against. He talked about how, the studio was saying this, and, they were telling him to do this, and he said it was just a horrible experience making the movies. But, you know, it is what it is. You guys let me know, what do you guys think in general? Like, I didn't really put this as a poll or anything, but Rob Zombie's Halloween versus Carpenter's Halloween. What do you guys think, as far as the story and the movies themselves? You know, me personally, I'm gonna go with the Carpenter film because I just think it was a better film. But you know, I obviously Rob Zombie's got his for the Halloween movies do have their fans, and like I said, it's not a bad movie. I just don't like some of the choices he made in the movie. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let's see. Conrad saying, Shape in the Shadows with a super chat. He's awesome. One of my favorite Halloween YouTubers out there. Shape is awesome, man. He really is. I totally agree with you, Conrad. Blackest Eyes saying the neck on the five mask. Right? It's like, what were they doing? You know? Joel saying to Val, I thought he killed Halloween for good, but David Gordon Green, Jamie Lee Curtis, and John Carpenter to the rescue. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, man. After Halloween 2, I didn't know when we would see Michael again, you know. Um, but I agree, David Gordon Green, it's hard to do a movie in a long-standing franchise and stay true to it, but also make it fresh and make it compelling. And they were able to do that for me, anyways. For me, this franchise is 45 years old, so it's crazy. It's crazy. And Joel's continuing his ranking. Halloween 2 and 81 is greater than Scream 2. There you go. Let me play something so I could laugh. Here we here we go, man.
Baby, can you dig your man? He's a righteous man.
Don't let go.
Oh Lord. Joel, you all right. You all right. ZZM wondering if the last Nightmare remake is affecting people's voting. Could be. Could be. Yeah. Jamie saying, I know it's not fair. I'm a firm believer in let the artist be the artist. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But here's the thing, though, and Jamie, you gotta let me know. I don't know if I remember if I ever asked you this. Do you like Jason Goes to Hell? Because that was almost the same type of idea in the sense of, hey, Sean Cunningham said, I don't want to see the mask in the movie, so he told Adam Marcus, do what you want to do, basically, just don't have the mask in the movie. And I just think that the movie just it the mythology was so off, you know, as a Friday the 13th film. It's not a bad horror film, but to me it's not a good Friday film. So it's interesting stuff. It really is. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place a lot of time, you know. Let's see. Mega Giant saying, Knight, would you like to see a remake or prequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer? Someday in the future. In the future, sure. Yeah, yeah, that'd be cool. Although I don't know what they would do with a prequel because it's really, they'd have to be pretty damn creative to do something before, the accident. So I don't know how they would do a prequel, but a remake, yeah, that could be interesting. You know, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Anything's possible, but I don't know if we'd see a remake to that for a long time. You know, because they would have to change everything. Well, not change everything, but they'd have to change a lot of things because we already know, um, what's going to happen. So yeah, it'd be interesting then. It'd be interesting. Um, Puff Shaman. Uh, yeah. Anytime, anytime we talk about Rob Zombie, that can be a fun conversation. People on both sides of the fence. Yep, yep, yep. Let's see. I agree, Conrad. I agree. His original films, I think, because he's building his own world from the ground up. You know. Yep.
Live like this. Swing your hips. Fire! Swing your hips.
All right. Let's see. Extron. Michael broke Tommy's bat on his face like it's nothing. Where did Michael get that superhuman strength from? Hey, man, it's Michael Myers. Shape saying Mr. T, right? I know, man. Um, Comparing Scream to Halloween 1 and 2 is not going to pan out for Scream, but there's not a more consistent series than Scream. Yeah, Scream is very consistent. Absolutely. No doubt at all. Let's see. Hey, what's up? Hobbs is in the chat. What's up, Hobbs? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Happy 4th of July. Let's see. Trying to catch up in the chat here. I agree, Million. I agree. Yep. Rob did some good stuff. You know, he did some good stuff. Dre going with Carpenter. There you go. Buff Shaman saying, hands down, Carpenter did it better. Better. Zombies version lost the soul of the franchise. Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. I have to agree. Let's see. So far behind. Jamie saying, you and me need to do the Rob Zombie show night. It's going to be a fantastic chat. I agree. I agree. Because I think anytime, like even right now, the conversation with Rob Zombie's take on Halloween, it is an interesting chat. When we did our live stream of it, it was a great conversation. And the folks in the live chat, it was great. It was great. So we gotta set that up whenever you're able to, though. No pressure. Let's see. Millions and Carpenter's version wins no contest. Zombie made a better sequel, though. For you mean Halloween 2 versus 81's Halloween 2? Um, yeah, that'd be a good discussion too. I absolutely loved 81's Halloween 2. It's a great double feature too, man. You watch those movies back to back. It is so cool, and that especially that third act in Halloween 2, 81. It was just great. It was just great. So I'd have to. That'd be a good conversation. It really would. Dre saying, I agree, the soul was gone. Yeah. Carpenter all the way. Yep. 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 Ghostface saying, Carpenter is way better. He made Halloween. If it wasn't for him, in my eyes, Rob Zombie wouldn't have made Halloween. In my eyes, without John Carpenter, there's no Rob Zombie without John Carpenter. I mean, yeah, Rob Zombie, is a huge Carpenter fan. He was a huge Halloween fan, you know. And again, it's a difficult situation to be in trying to remake that movie. How do you do that? So I don't envy his position, not at all. Just another horror fan saying, OG for me, didn't mind Rob Zombies, could have done without the backstory. I agree. Was entertained by Zombies H2, don't hate it, but don't love it either. I think that's a good way to word it. That might be the best way to word it for me, as far as my own feelings. Yeah, I agree. ZZM saying he's right about Halloween 1 and 2. I can't argue. Best ever. Mm, yep. Black as I saying I kind of hate the Nightmare remake. Yeah, there's a lot of people that do. It had its moments, and I think Jackie Earl Haley did a fine job as Freddy. Um, but okay, so now we're going to get into some Nightmare stuff. But actually, this is good. But the fact of the CGI stuff that they did, and it just pales in comparison to the original Nightmare. Like the scene where Freddy's coming out of the wall. You know, um, it's like, man, I wish they could have done a better job. With those effects, because it just kind of takes you out. I think the way they characterized Nancy was off. Um, it just didn't have that same feeling, or I should say effectiveness that the original Nightmare had. So that's my quick take on the remake. Jamie saying, I don't like Jason Goes to Hell, but not because it's a bad movie, because it didn't belong in the Friday franchise. Yeah, that's what I'm saying with it too. It just, to me, it's a question of the mythology. Does it follow the mythology? When I'm watching the movies, does this movie feel like, it belongs? Is it retconning too much stuff? Like, you know, Jason has a sister now. There's a mystical dagger that can kill Jason. They were trying to build up all this new mythology with Jason, and it just didn't work. To me, anytime you try to over explain, these icons, especially if they're long standing, like these three, you run into problems, whether it's Jason Goes to Hell, whether it's Freddy's Dead, the Curse of Michael Myers. Rob Zombie's Halloween, it's like you start to run into possible pitfalls, you know, um, and it just, the mythologies don't mesh, you know, but yeah, you know, it is what it is. ZZM, that movie made Jason a deadite. Yeah, yeah. I was like, what are they doing, man? There's an Necronomicon there. What's going on with this? There was so much. It was like they were throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what would stick, you know. And although there were some cool things in it, there was some cool practical effects, a couple good kills. Um, John D. LeMay, I like him. I liked him in the TV series. But again, not enough Kane or Jason. It's like I don't know. I don't know. Hub saying hey to Jamie, hey everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much, man. Hope you are too. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. I knew we'd get there at some point. We're talking about the Nightmare remake. Oh man. Yeah. I knew we would get there at some point. Um, let's see. I hated the Nightmare remake. I tried to like it though I watched it multiple times. It had the visuals but no life and feeling to me. Yeah. Yep. Um, what else? I saw something else here. Jamie also saying not a fan of the remake of the Nightmare remake, saying it was awful. Yep. Dominic saying I liked. I still know what you did last summer. It was very underrated. I agree with that. Yep. Val, swing your hips. Bye. You guys are too funny. Ghostface coming in strong, saying the Nightmare remake was the worst remake behind Rob Zombie's Halloween in my eyes. The actor who played Freddy was so terrible. He wasn't for me personally. I prefer Robert Englund. Oh yeah, Robert. I mean Robert's Freddy. He really is. And anyone trying to step into that role, it's an uphill climb. But I did think that Jackie Earl Haley did a good job of not trying to imitate Robert. Like he kind of went in his own path. I didn't like the makeup though. I thought they should have done something closer to what again, just like what we were talking about with the mask from Michael Myers or the way Jason looked in Jason Goes to Hell. This is where they finally messed up Freddy because they made Jackie Earl Haley look so much different. I know they were trying to go for like a more realistic burn victim look, but it took me out of it, man. I was just like, but whatever, you know. Yeah. Buff Shaman saying there's a difference between letting an artist be an artist and acknowledging bad results for a pre-existing story. Rob Zombie is best at his unique properties and would be best served there. Yeah, a lot of people think that. A lot of people think that. I just think that, and here's the thing, guys. That's why I'm saying this. I think the Munsters is going to be a really good litmus test for Rob Zombie because, well, first of all, it's PG, so we know that it's going to be a different type of movie, that he's doing, which can be a very good thing. And if it's close to the mythology, within the parameters of the mythology of the Munsters, then I think it'll be well received. And I think for him, it shows that he can do a different type of aesthetic. And I think that'll be a good thing for his career. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Val saying, very well put. Yeah, I agree. Here we go. Joel's not playing around. Uh oh. Scream 4 and 5 are greater than the zombie weens. Jo- Joel, Joel is not holding back tonight. All right. Jamie saying, well, I liked his vision for Halloween. I've never been so loyal to the OG that I won't accept someone else's interpretation. Well, there you go. There you go. I hear you. I hear you. Let's see. Hey, look who's in the chat. Steven from Craven Something Scary is in the chat. What's going on, man? Saying, hey, Night. Sorry I could not join you tonight. Definitely will next time. Had to stop in and say hello. Hey, man, it's okay. I get it. We all got uh, different schedules and stuff, but hope you're having a good night, man. And happy 4th of July. And we'll be streaming together soon in a number of hours. So that'll be cool. Well, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Let's see. Buff Shaman. You guys are funny having this conversation, but I bet you would have enjoyed his vision if it were its own thing, and probably more, as he would have had more freedom of expression in his own vision. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he. I'll put it to you this way: one thing's for sure, he wouldn't have had as big of a headache, because, like I said, I felt bad for him hearing his story about how stressful it was doing these movies. You know, so. Black as I. Why are you screaming? I haven't even cut you yet. He had some good lines in the remake, but yeah. Joel saying, Buff Shaman, you are on point tonight. Making some good points. All of you guys. Yeah. Conrad saying Nightmare on Elm Street was so difficult from your typical slasher film. Agreed. Agreed. I mean, doing the remake, it was again, they ran into the same issues that all of these films run into, whether it's TCM, whether it's Friday, whether it's, Nightmare. I mean, all these franchises, you run into a lot of the same issues. Um, and Nightmare was basically redoing the original. And to me, it was doing it in a subpar way, you know. Hopefully, they figure out something different for Freddy's return. I hope they do. I really do. Because I want to see Freddy come back. I really do. Let's see. Jamie saying he wasn't making something OG. He was making Halloween. I accept it. Loved it, really. Yeah. Yep. The Ice Lord saying, I at least enjoyed Rooney Mara's performance, but that's all I like about the remake, I have to admit. All right. Now, see, a lot of people, they criticized Rooney Mara in the movie. I think, you know, I think that the way they portrayed Nancy, I think there were some interesting things about it, but at the same time, I think it was kind of a letdown. Um, but that wasn't the worst thing in the movie to me either. I think stuff like the CGI, the pacing of the movie was a little odd. Um, and of course, when you had that scene where they made it look like Freddy was actually innocent and the mob, murdered him, that was kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Nightmare remake is tough. It's tough. Ghostface saying Halloween 281 is an iconic sequel. So to me, there's no comparison between that and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. All right. Gotcha. See, the thing I like, and again, a lot of this is just personal preference, right? But with Halloween 78 and 81, I love the fact that I can just play them back to back, and it just, is nice, crisp story, right? With the zombie movies, you can definitely tell Rob Zombie changed his approach for Halloween 2, which for him was good because he he was given some more freedom. But again, just some of the characterizations, like with Loomis especially, I was not a fan of the way they characterized Loomis. So for me, that's where I had my issues. That's where I had my issues. The Freddy ain't bad, and the face is realistic to an actual burn victim, but I just enjoy the film. Oh, for the Nightmare remake. All right, we have got a fan for the Nightmare remake. You know, um, the face is realistic, but to me, I, again, I don't know. When I think of the makeup that Roberts had versus what they gave Jackie Earle Haley, I'm going to go with Roberts' makeup every day. It was so iconic the way he looked. I'll never forget the first time I saw Freddy Krueger. Um, it was um, it was at a Blockbuster on the Freddy 2 cover, and he's on the cover and he's got the glove kind of coming around like he's trying to claw his way out. Um, and you see his face. I just like it scared the crap out of me as a little kid. And it really stuck in my mind. Like right now, I can see it perfectly. Um, and of course, that like I said earlier, they were able to maintain that look of Freddy throughout the movies. So to me, when they did Jackie's, makeup, his look, I just think it was just too. It was just, I don't know. It just wasn't as good to me. Just wasn't as good. And Steven is agreeing with Ghostface. Yeah, I have to agree too. I appreciate the support, but I also respect Jamie's opinion, so I'm calling it before it may become divisive debate over. No, it won't become divisive. No, I mean, but I think that's what's really cool about the Rob Zombie movies, is that you do have fans that really love them, and you got fans that really don't, for various reasons. But I love the conversation. I love the conversation. That's why when we did the episode on the Rob Zombie movies, those were some of our most fun conversations, and I think it's because of being, all these different opinions on the spectrum. So, but no, you guys made some great points, both of you. So well done. Dove's in the chat saying, "Hey, Night chat, what's going on, Dove? How you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see you." Let's see. Extron saying he was creepier in the remake, in my opinion. Though I will say that he was creepier than he had been in the last couple of sequels. I agree with that. I really, really do, and I liked that. Um, so that was another positive. Yeah. Million saying they should have stuck with the pizza style for Freddy. Yeah, I just think it was so iconic, and it made him look otherworldly too, which, again, people might go one way or the other, but I thought that's a good choice for the look. Skull Crusher saying, I liked the Nightmare remake, but I thought it was trying to be too much like the original, and the girl who played Nancy is really dull. Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. Yeah. Steven saying the Ghostface is going to be good. Wish had more time tonight to hang out. Yeah, we'll definitely figure something out. Hey, and also we've got, and I might as well say it too. I almost forgot to mention it. So Steven, you kind of just reminded me inadvertently. On Tuesday night, this Tuesday night coming up, at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be doing a watch party for the Stephen King classic Maximum Overdrive. So if you guys want to have a good time, and we're going to have some good laughs, I know it. I know it. Join us for that. Maximum Overdrive. Craven Something Scary is going to be on with me. We're going to have the Carbonite Jedi on with us. I think Jack Stannis is going to be on with us. The Bearded Entertainment. So it should be fun. It should be really fun. So check us out on Tuesday night. The thumbnail is up. So get ready. We're going to have some fun laughs. I know it. I absolutely know it. Steven, the Nightmare remake was wretched. Is it wretched? There was something missing in the Nightmare remake. It was overly flashy yet lacked warmth. That makes absolute sense. I agree, Jamie. That's a great way to explain it. a great way to explain it. It just didn't have that warmth. Let's say, let's see. Million is a fan of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 more than the 81. Saying the only thing saving 81 is that it's set on the same night. The mythos is off. There's much better character development in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. There's definitely a lot more character development in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 because the whole arc for Laurie is just crazy. I mean, she's going all over the place. Annie had a good arc. Brackett had a good arc. Loomis had an arc that I didn't really love, but it was, it was a lot going on. So I agree with that. Um, but the 81 movie, to me, and especially the way it was presented being the same night, there was still all this tension. And I know a lot of people aren't fans of the brother sister thing. To me, it never made me any less of a fan, not necessarily any more of a fan either. But yeah, yeah, I agree. There was a lot of character development in Rob Zombie's movie. Blucka's in the chat. What's up? What's up? Knight, what would you say is the easiest way to get a weapon from a Gamerton cleric? Gun Kata. Oh my god, I love that movie so much. That's pretty impressive, Blucka. You know that film. Very, very cool. Old school. Christian Bale. Oh, very, very cool. I love that one. I'll have to do that one soon. Hopefully I can. I hope so. The Ramaton Cleric and the Gun Kata. If people know what that is, then you're all right. Hey, Anthony, coming back. All right. Return of the Mac. A $10 super chat. Man, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. It really helps the channel out so much. You guys know how this thing goes because you guys see a lot of streams. Um, Streaming like we do, it takes a lot of time and effort, and you put a lot of things on life on hold. So thank you so much. It really, really helps out, Anthony. I appreciate it. Saying, Yo, Knight, I'm a big Hellraiser fan. Dig the cerebral factor. How do you think the first two entries compared to that of the Holy Trinity's first two entries? Did the Hellraiser franchise have more of a cult following? Ooh, wow, that's a man. You do always come up with some great questions, man. Personally speaking, and I love especially Hellraiser 1 and 2. They're fantastic films. Absolutely fantastic. And truth be told, when I saw both of those, and I was a little kid, going to the video store and saying, "Oh, what's this?" and like, "Oh, let me watch it." They scared the shit out of me. They really did. So that's number one. The practical effects, the makeup, top shelf, top shelf. So that being said, I think Hellraiser 1 and 2 hold up very well to Halloween 1 and 2. I think it holds up very well to Friday 1 and 2 and Nightmare 1 and 2. I mean, people are probably going to be like, what? But you can make the case that Hellraiser 1 and 2 combined, is a stronger outing than any of the Trinities 1 and 2. It's really that good, which is why, and Anthony, you probably know this because you've been around for a little while now, which is why Hellraiser frustrates me so much because 1 and 2 were so good and 3 was okay. 3 was okay. But then, boo! That's what the franchise did for me. And it pisses me off even thinking about it because 1 and 2 were so good, so creepy, so surreal. So Hellraiser is one of my most frustrating franchises of all time. But anyways, but that's a great question. I think the franchise does have more of a cult following, though. You know what I'm saying? It's not as much in your face out there like a Nightmare or a franchise or Halloween, or definitely not Friday the 13th. So I agree with that, man. But yeah, those first two movies, they were great. They're still great. So good question, man, and comments too. I really, You all right, man? You know it.
You got the hooks for that, pussycat?
Who loves you, baby?
Telling you, man. You got good questions. But thank you so much. More importantly, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it, man. It's we're working hard. We're working hard, and we really appreciate it, man. Let's do another one for you because you're all right, man.
Yeah, I tried to walk the line, but now I realize there is no line. And we here, we are playing on a level that most will never see.
That's right. That most will never see. Thanks so much again, though. Seriously, I really appreciate it, Anthony. Um, the Ice Lord saying, "I just like looking at Rooney Mara," is what I'm saying. Oh man, that was good. Yeah, now the truth is out. Now the truth is out. Oh Lord. All right. You know that was that was good, man. You know what? I gotta play something for you too, man. That was really good. What are we gonna do? All right, don't you know?
Don't you know that this feeling is only yours and mine? Don't you know that this love would last for all time?
Yeah, man. So now we know why you're a fan of Rooney Mara. I can't say I don't blame you. But thanks for that, man. You got me laughing. That was really, really good. Oh man. Let's see. Let's see. Steven saying, gotta run. But happy 4th, everyone. See you at night on the Lethal Collective in 16 hours. That's the countdown. 16 hours, man. All right, man. Have a good night. Much appreciated seeing you stop by. And I'll catch you in a little while. Oh, man. Conrad saying Kevin Yeager did an amazing job on Freddy's makeup. Yes, in Nightmare 2. I agree. I agree. ZZM saying, yeah, Rob Zombie must not understand how beloved Loomis was as a character. I mean, you would think he would understand it because he's such a fan, you know, and I really believe he's a fan. I just think he was trying to do something different, which in and of itself isn't bad, you know, unless it really takes you out, you know, and it just took me out. Um, Watching the original Halloween films, whether it's 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6, the thing I love about Loomis as a character, other than Donald Pleasance, obviously, who was amazing, is that Loomis was, you know, he's basically Van Helsing, right? And the gravitas that he brings to the character, to the movie, and he's also one of the few people that understands Michael, you know, as far as, you know, he's had history with him. You know, he knows that he's evil and he understands that. And he utilizes that to be um, someone who's trying to destroy him, to stop him. You know, whereas the way that he was depicted in Rob Zombie's movie, he's basically trying to get rich and he's willing to destroy Laurie and anyone in his path to get rich, and he was a prick, you know. And again, Malcolm McDowell is a fantastic actor, so he was fine, you know, as far as his performance, but just for the character, I just didn't like it. I just didn't. But yeah. Joel saying the problem with the Nightmare on Elm Street is that Robert Englund is irreplaceable. Though Jackie Earl Haley did a great job, in my opinion, he was the only part of 2010 that I liked. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough because Robert's iconic. You know. Mary saying, "Hey to Steven, love your channel. Happy 4th. I watch your channel a lot as well. Hope you have a good one. Glad you're in the chat. Absolutely, absolutely. And if you guys obviously, you guys all know Craven's Something Scary, but if you're not subscribed, subscribe, subscribe. All right. Let's see. Lucca, this is interesting. The Freddy remake is one of those things that you ask yourself, would you even be able to accept the look if there hadn't been a look already in our minds? Um, you know, obviously, if that was the first time you ever saw Freddy, you would accept it for what it is. You still may not like it, though. I mean, there's a lot of, monsters or characters, with makeup or prosthetics or whatever over the years that you either like, or you don't like. Um, Trying to think of a good example, too. Hmm. Here's a great example. Like, for instance, with the Fly remake. Now, I absolutely love The Fly. David Cronenberg is a master. They did some great practical effects with The Fly. But I will say this, The Fly 2, I think they did some even more impressive things, especially the look of The Fly. So, I just think it depends. I don't think that the look of Freddy was the worst thing about the movie. Like I accepted it for what it was. When I compared it to the old school Freddy, I was like, yeah, I'm not digging what they were coming up with because again, they were looking for a realistic burn victim, whereas Robert's makeup was much more of an exaggeration, more otherworldly type of thing. Um, but yeah, no, that's an interesting point, Blucker. Seriously, but I think it really depends on the person. I think you know. Let's see what else we got. Freddy's facial look in the remake was too different than the OG Freddy. Threw me for a loop. Didn't like it, but was entertained by the movie. Yeah. ZZM saying, "How in the world do you kill him in the opening? Kill who? You'll have to let me know what you mean." Bob Shaman saying, "Bring on the Green Goblin truck." Yes, 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 yes. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. Here's a great one. What about Halloween 2 versus Scream 2? They're both iconic, so I have no problem comparing those. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Well, I know what Joel would say. Hmm. Okay, you guys are talking about if Michael dies in the first 15 minutes of ends. Yeah, no, he's not gonna die. Right? He's not gonna die. They wouldn't do that. Don't quote me. Black as I say, if he dies in the first 15 minutes, I'm getting a refund. Uh, Conrad said just picked up a Nightmare on Elm Street comic earlier. I was happy. That's cool, man. Very cool. Val saying, "I'll be there, though I may stumble on my way. I'll be there." That was good, Val. Okay, you caught me off guard with that. Okay, we'll go with that one, Val. You're all right. Here we go. This one's for Val. Get it up. Yeah. All right. When I was reading that, Val, I was like, what is she saying? That was just good. Oh, you all right. You all right. Uh, Blackest eyes. I want to talk to the manager. You mean if Michael dies in the 15 minutes? Yeah. Steven, be there Tuesday night. Yes. Yes. The dreaded voice of the annoying girl in Maximum Overdrive. Have fun, y'all. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have some fun. Seriously. Yes. Blucka saying, I could argue that Rob Zombie Halloweens were a scarier take on Michael if you take away all that random Rob Zombie storytelling. It definitely was intense. It was much more aggressive, There's no doubt about that to me. Yeah. Now we all have that "I'll Be There" song in our head, right? Uh, Dice Lewis saying, "Why the opening scene though?" I know, I know. Million saying, "I know you hate Loomis's arc in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, but it makes sense, Night. For once, we get to see Loomis human being affected by trauma, in denial, etc., instead of one dimensional, just chasing Michael all day." Yeah, there's truth to that. I mean, definitely, like I said earlier, because someone had talked about the character arcs. There's definitely some arcs that are happening in the movie. So I get it. He was trying to do something different, but at the same time, for me, in like I said, in those movies with Loomis, what was really cool was the fact that he knows what Michael is. He knows what Michael is, and he understood it, which made him, in the viewer's eyes, at least for me, like this guy, he gets it. He's smart, right? Whereas in this movie, and he spent a lot of time with Michael, just like in the original, and you saw some of those scenes, which was cool. This Loomis, you got to see those scenes at Smith's Grove, but it's almost like after everything, he even talked about the evil inside of Michael, but then it's almost like he just throws it to the side. And I don't know if it's necessarily denial because he's trying to get paid off of it with his book. So it was just, it was development, but it was like, it just didn't really make him, you didn't even need him in the movie. You didn't even need him in the movie other than the fact that we know that he's Loomis, and he's connected to Michael, and he was connected to what happened at the end of the first Halloween. So definitely some different dimensions that they added to the character, but for me, I don't know, it wasn't worth it. I mean, he wasn't like when he came at the end of the movie to save Lori, like when he finally grew a conscience, um, it was kind of like, okay, like I didn't root for him, you know, um, and so to me that's a problem, story wise. Like he's coming there to sacrifice himself. I could have cared less, with the way he was portrayed as a character. So, but again, I know they were trying to do some different things. I just didn't think that worked for me, so much. Equilibrium still has one of the greatest filmed hand-to-hand combat sequences, in my opinion. Equilibrium is amazing. Me and my brother, we have talked about that movie so much over the years. We've been waiting to kind of do it as an episode. Um, it's fantastic, man. It really is. And what a story! Like a lot of people don't know about Equilibrium, so yeah. Conrad saying, ask yourself who's the Mac. Anthony's the Mac. Uh, Heather saying, Nightwatch, I came back. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. ZZM saying, I think I'll skip on the new Halloween. I'm hoping it's going to be good. Seriously, I really am. And I'm I'm pretty confident that it will be good. I'm pretty confident it will be good. He's not going to die in the first 15 minutes. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Joel saying, none of the other big horror franchises have the 1-2 punch of Halloween. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It is a great double feature. It really is. Um, Joel has it's a frown. What's going on, man? Oh man, I love Halloween too. ZZM said Hellraiser is quite original. It is. It really is. Extron saying, how about both Michael and Laurie die? I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think so. But it could happen. It could. It really could. B Twitch, what's up? Saying Hellraiser 1 and Phantasm 1, both classics. Hello, friend. Hey, how's it going? I agree. I absolutely love Phantasm. And I think Hellraiser, like I said a few minutes ago, is a classic. So well done. So is part two. You know, same thing with Phantasm. Phantasm 1 and 2. Like, you guys are inspiring me. I might have to do an episode where we're talking about the 1-2 punches because there's a lot of good ones. You know, Hellraiser 3 is pure insanity. Yeah, that's one way to put it. Yeah. Bob Shaman saying Hellraiser has a defining character in Pinhead. No other horror villain, I think, had the presence that Doug Bradley was able to exude. I could agree with that because when I saw him, when he came on screen and started doing his thing, I was scared. I truly was scared. Um, and I think Robert definitely has that presence. But in the first movie, he was so much more in the shadows, until the end. And I think in part two is when he really started to kind of, be allowed to do more. But yeah, Doug Bradley is amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Anthony saying, that's what I like to hear, Night. 100, I totally agree. Sad the franchise tanked, but I love the originals. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, Hellraiser 1 and 2, and even 3, 3 was good. I mean, it wasn't bad. 3 was good. But I think they saw the popularity of Freddy, and Chucky, and they wanted Pinhead to kind of be more front and center, you know. And I think that was kind of a mistake because he's just not that same type of character like a Freddy and a Chucky. But I get why they were thinking that because at the time Freddy was so damn popular, right? But after 3, man, it would, and it's sad. I mean, and I think, and don't get me wrong, and I even have some friends that are fans of some of those Hellraiser movies after 4, and I'm not saying they all suck, but I just lost interest in the franchise after I think 6. I think 6 was the last one I saw, but that's why. And then of course, now they're at, what are they at, 10 now? I can't remember. But that's why when we have these type of conversations, when we're talking about this Trinity, you got to give credit, to Friday and Halloween and to Nightmare on Elm Street because they were able to maintain a certain level, you know, of, 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 of greatness, throughout all these movies. I mean, there was some peaks and valleys, but you know, I mean, you look at Nightmare. A New Nightmare was the 7th movie, and I think it is a fantastic movie. I mean, that's a huge achievement. You look at Jason Lives, the 6th movie in the franchise, and a lot of people, um, that's their favorite. I mean, that movie inspired Kevin Williamson for Scream, so that was number 6. And look at Halloween. Look at H2O. Look at Halloween 2018. These movies. This is so far into the franchise, and they're still doing good things. So I wish they could have done that with Hellraiser, man. I really do. But you never know. Maybe one day it'll come back strong. Million saying Hellraisers all run together for me now. Yeah, which one was it when the merchant built the spaceship as a giant lament configuration? Yeah, that was 4. Yeah, that was 4, and I think that's when it kind of went. You know, for me, anyways. That's when it went down the tubes. So Hellraiser has to be one of the scariest looking horror icons whose look doesn't get any less scary as you grow up. But sadly the writing has been terrible for those films. Though I can watch Bloodlines. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is too bad. It's too bad. Recent sleeper classics, Uncanny and No One Lives, both are free on Tubi. Ooh. Beach Witch, if you get a chance, leave that in the comment section of this video so I can maybe check those out. I'd be interested to check those out. I'm always looking for some new stuff. No tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering. Yeah. Yep. Very cool. Doug Bradley is great, man. What is your favorite psychological thriller night? Oh, Silence of the Lambs. That was easy. It's a good question, but Silence of the Lambs, man, I got to go with that. There's a lot of great ones though. I love Seven. Um, Kiss the Girls, that was a good one. There's quite a few, but I'm such a fan of Silence of the Lambs, so that's what I'm going to go with, Conrad. Let me know what yours is. Good question though. Val saying, thank you, Val. There we go. Don't forget to join Night tomorrow night for the Slasher Movie Club's 50th episode celebration. Thanks, Val. I really appreciate that. I know I mentioned it once or twice, but hopefully you guys can stop by. And I know everyone's busy. I know it's the 4th of July, but like I said, we appreciate all the support we can get. And this is a passion project for me and for Coriander doing this series and talking about movies like tonight. We've had a lot of people chime in the live chat and so forth, and that's awesome, but it's not super surprising because we're talking about three of the most iconic horror franchises ever, right? On Slasher Movie Club, we talk about movies that are not iconic. Some are. We've had some really great gems we've uncovered, but we also talk about movies that a lot of people probably don't know about, um, just like we don't until we watch them. But we love to have the conversation. So it's a passion project, and it's not an easy series to do, as a content creator, but we love doing it. So we'd love to see you guys hopefully pop by and say hi and, support the live stream, give the video a like, leave a comment, all those things. It would really help, not only the video, but, it just keeps us going with this series. So we'd really appreciate it. So thank you so much. And that will be tomorrow night, or technically tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's see. The Ice Lord saying thanks, Night. No problem. No problem. ZZM saying that Doctor in Hellraiser 2 becomes terrifying. You're right. Seriously, like the imagery in the Hellraiser movies, especially those first two or three, just great stuff. Nathan's in the chat saying Freddy in Nightmare 2 was easily the scariest Freddy. He was scary, man. Like I said, that was my first nightmare I had ever seen as a kid. Scared me. Scared me. To this day, I think it's still creepy and scary. Let's see. Joel talking about Rob Zombie. I can only imagine what he's going to do with Herman, Lily, and Grandpa. Okay, that's why you had the frown for. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. The teaser looks all right. It looked even in that little bit of a teaser, it looked like he was capturing the physical comedy there. So we'll see. We'll see. ZZM saying, haha, Van Helsing. That's great. Yeah, I was saying, to me, Loomis is like a Van Helsing. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. Conrad saying it's not horror related, but what's your favorite comic book movie? Ooh, that's a tough one. I've got a few. I'm a really big fan of stuff like Logan. Logan was fantastic. Such a great story and performances by Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart. Growing up, I mean, Superman, the original Superman, was just amazing. Christopher Reeve, Richard Donner. I mean, that just stoked so many memories and stuff like that. So that's always going to be one of my favorites as well. Blade, Blade is fantastic. So it's hard to say what my favorite would be. We have been talking about maybe doing an episode on it, talking about those things. So it's hard to say what my absolute favorite is. The Winter Soldier was great too. So I can name a whole bunch, but those are some of my favorites, just to throw that out there. A lot of good ones. There we go. Superman 78 film set the bar for Marvel and DC films. Conrad, you all right. You are all right. Seriously, man.
You got the hooks for that, pussycat?
Who loves you, baby?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, Superman 78 is just it's 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 one of the best of all time. It really is. Black as Eyes is going with Iron Man 1. It was a big deal for me. Iron Man 1 was very good. What um, a stroke of genius by Robert Downey Jr. You know, brought back from the brink. He did a hell of a job, and I love him in that role. So, yeah, good one. Mary saying the two of the most scariest movies that I have seen that have scared me the most was Exorcist, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, that are both based on true story and gives me chills thinking about them. I love both of them too. The Exorcism of Emily Rose does not get the love it should. It was very good. One of these days, we're going to be doing that for an episode. It was a great movie. So good call, Mary. Good call. Wow. You guys are killing it tonight. Black as Eyes going with Sin City. Yeah. Watchmen and Dread. Yep. Yep. Dominic saying, "Hey, Knight, have you seen my two short films on YouTube?" No, I have not. No, I have not. You'll have to like send me the link. Like on this video, leave me a comment with the links, and I'll check those out. Seriously. I love watching new stuff, so that would be cool to check them out. The Dark Knight trilogy, obviously, and the Batman. Oh yeah, I love the Dark Knight trilogy, and the Batman was fantastic. Yeah. Million saying Loomis is in denial in the Rob Zombie version. That's why he snaps at the conference when they suggest Michael's still alive, in contrast to the OG when everybody thinks he's dead except for Loomis. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that scene at the conference. Yeah, yep. It was an interesting take. I mean, there's no doubt about that. It was an interesting take. Let's see. Blanca saying, Night, ever watched the movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence? Oh, yeah, yep. I feel like that is a very underrated story that many have not seen. Yeah, that was a good one. It was great seeing them together, too. Absolutely. Maybe one day we'll do that one, too. You know how it is, especially when we start getting into movies that are, and especially more like a comedy, you know. We'll see, though. But it is a good one. Black as Eyes saying, I love Man of Steel. I love Man of Steel too. I know a lot of people have issues, but I love it. I will find him. Yeah, man. Great stuff. I thought they did a great job, you know. Michael Shannon was great as Zod. I thought he was really good. Let's see. The Stepfather films are very underrated. I agree. And we did um, the first movie. We did that maybe about 2 months ago on Slasher Movie Club. So, yeah. Another sleeper with Treat Williams and Famke Jensen is Deep Rising. I can't remember if I saw that one. I think I did. I know of it, though. Hmm. Block is saying, what's the greatest villain turned good guy story? Arnold in Terminator, Snape in Potter, Vader in Star Wars, or is there another that you can think of? Huh. Villain turned good guy. It's a good question. Obviously, Vader's redemption is, obviously those movies are special and amazing. The original trilogy and the level, because Vader, when you were a kid, when I was a kid, Vader was the epitome of evil. So to see him have his redemption and Luke saving Luke, and then Luke, of course, having those emotional scenes with him as he's dying, um, I would say story wise, that was pretty big. I can't think of many others that are as, you know, as big as that. So I'd probably go with Vader. Yeah. There we go. I knew Ben. Nightmare on Elm Street has the best kills of the three, not just another iteration on stabbing someone. They were creative. Ben, I had told people in the beginning of this episode, if you show up, I know you're going with Nightmare on Elm Street. Can someone tell me what the poll is right now? How many people have voted and the percentage for all three? That would be great. That would be great. The last Hellraiser was shot in my area. Could have been an extra if it had to work. Not the best movie, but would have been cool to say I was in a Hellraiser. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Val's got it here. 73 votes. Wow. Friday at 36. Halloween at 41. Nightmare at 23. I think that's 23. Wow. All right. Friday's at 36. Wow, they're almost neck and neck. Man, I almost and I was gonna get ready to end the stream soon, but I'm wondering if Friday can catch up to Halloween. Yeah. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Can Friday catch Halloween? And we've got another $5 chat. Anthony is literally keeping the lights on. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. So much. Seriously. He's saying, how does Clive Barker compare to the great writer directors of the horror genre? His storyline vibe of Hellraiser and Candyman seem unmatched. Top five. First of all, Clive is amazing. And if you guys have been around the channel, we've talked about Candyman, the original. We actually just talked about Nightbreed a few weeks ago, maybe about maybe about a month ago now. Nightbreed is so underrated. Clive's imagination is it's just amazing. I mean, even Stephen King said that Clive, was the future of horror. Um, so when you compare him to the other writers and directors, the big names in the horror genre, especially in that time period, from the mid to late '80s on out, I think he's definitely in the tops. There's no doubt about that. You look at Candyman, Hellraiser, Nightbreed. These movies, they just take you into a different world, and I appreciate that so much. It wasn't the same things that everyone else was doing, and it was compelling, and you had good characters, interesting characters, different types of ways to scare you, So I definitely think Clive. I really wish that we could get some more Clive Barker type of things in today's horror. Um, but yeah, just thinking about it, just it's just kind of like wow, we had so many great artists at that time, that period, from like the mid '80s, well, throughout the '80s, but when Clive got big, that was '87. So, but what a time to be a horror fan. But Anthony, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it so much. Um, just a great comment and everything. But hey, let's do something else here and see what we got. Here we go.
This. Like this. Swing your hips, baby. Swing your hips. Fire! Swing your hips.
Gosh. Oh man. But seriously, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Anthony. Seriously, man. Thank you. Black as I said Red Dragon also, but Lambs will always be the best. Red Dragon was really good. I will say it was very good. I was impressed. But yeah, it's got to be Lambs. Disturbia is underrated. I agree with that. Yep. Conrad's going with 7 and Psycho. Excellent, excellent films. Ice Lord saying, don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to Halloween Ends. I'm going to see and own the film. Nothing but mad respect. Yeah, man, I can't wait to see it. Yeah, I'm just all these thoughts about which way it could go, you know? So, yeah. ZZM saying, well, all the Cenobites die, and the first 2 die. I think Pinhead dies too in that one, but comes back. Yeah, they look, man. They again, frustrating stuff with the Hellraiser franchise. It really is. Million saying, hey, Knight, I didn't forget about you. The holiday kept me busy. My movie will be ready for you to check out by the 7th. Oh, all right. So that will be this Thursday, right? 5, 6. Yeah. Cool, man. Cool. That is awesome. Can't wait to check it out. Cannot wait. Buff Shaman saying, by the way, the lady featured in the art behind Night is from Innocent Blood, one hell of a vampire movie with an underrated gem. Good watch. Absolutely. I know. I've been explaining that so much lately because people say, who is that person? Yes, it's from Innocent Blood. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. That's why I'm using it. Check it out. Check it out. Let's see. B Twitch saying the very first Chucky was a classic slasher film at the time. It was, man, and it's so good. It really is. I love the sequel too, though. 3 was pretty good too. Million is going with Iron Man 1. Yeah, that's a good one. Buff Shaman saying I agree with Conrad. Christopher Reeve was the embodiment of the heart of Superman on and off screen. Absolutely, man. I'm so glad that other people are saying this because I believe it so much. Absolutely. Listen, guys, growing up, Christopher Reeve, he was Superman. Okay, I know this is going to sound stupid to some people, especially if you're not a comic book fan or comic book movie fan, but when he got paralyzed, I literally cried. I literally cried because he was just special to me that way. And obviously, when he passed away, um, there's this song, I believe it was by Kenny Rogers, and I believe, if I remember correctly, and I haven't listened to it in a while, but it was kind of like a tribute to those who had passed and so forth. And he had this line in there about Superman, and so forth and so on. Anyways, heartfelt stuff, and I think Christopher Reeve touched um, multiple generations with his portrayal, and the movie itself was just so good. Richard Donner, of course, too, is not with us anymore, and that's a sad thing too because he was very special. But yeah, I love Christopher Reeve as Superman. Um, that movie, especially 1 and 2. Um, just such a big part of my childhood. That's why I always have that scene in my. I've done so many versions of my intro, and that's why I've had that scene. That scene always sticks with me, whether it's in part 1, when he's looking, to change, and he opens up the shirt and all that. And just great stuff, man. Just thinking about it puts a smile on my face. So I think that says about all I need to say. So. Good questions though, guys, and good responses. You guys are all right. You really are. Winter Soldier is so good. It is. It is. It. When I saw that, I said to myself, okay, and I said this on our, I think it was on our Brass Tacks episode when we were talking about our favorite characters, and what Marvel has been able to do with Captain America, Chris Evans portraying Captain America, that's almost close. It's not the same level, but it almost reminds me of that feeling I had with Christopher Reeve as Superman. You know, just an embodiment of something to strive for. You know, something to try to be like. You know, to be. You know, to have that type of moral compass and so forth. So, but Winter Soldier, when I saw that, I was I was a diehard Steve Rogers fan. You know, seriously. Tobey Maguire, yep, best Spider-Man in my eyes. Yeah, the Tobey Maguire movies, especially Spider-Man 2, great stuff. Great stuff. Yep. Let's see. Like I say, when I stumble on the Cravenites cult, I feel like the Exorcist from the last Exorcist when he stumbles on the ritual. All right. Oh man. Hey, what's up, Sasha? Sexy Monkeys in the chat saying hi again. What's going on? What's going on? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, man. Larry saying 77 votes. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so far behind. Joel saying good night. Take it easy. We will catch you later, Joel. Great comments tonight. Great comments tonight. Extron's heading on out. Good night, everyone. I'm tired. Have a good night, Extron. Great comments. Seriously, great comments. I'm going to be ending the stream soon, too. We've been going for a while here, guys. This is crazy. But it's been a good conversation, and we've covered so much from all three franchises. This has been really cool. We've literally talked about Nightmare, Friday, and Halloween, and great conversations for each franchise. I'm really happy with how this conversation has gone with the stream and what I've been able to throw out there at you guys, too. So, good job, everyone. Friday 13th, 35%. Halloween's at 42, and Nightmare's at 23. Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, Friday is not going to catch Halloween. It was close. It was close. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up to you guys before I get ready to end the stream. Wow, you guys are working hard, man. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Buff Shaman saying, Nightwatch Zone, I see your expressions as you do chat. I can feel how you hate when you have to start skipping chat messages just to keep up. The double-edged sword of success. Yeah, I mean that's true too, you know. But it's messed up though because you'll miss some really good questions or comments or whatever. So, but it is the double-edged sword. It is, but I try to get to as many of you guys' comments and questions as I can. So, which is why I love doing this is the conversation. So, but I appreciate that, man. Blucka saying, would you be disappointed if Halloween Ends isn't a Laurie versus Michael or Michael slaughtering a town type story? No, I wouldn't be disappointed. It's not gonna be Michael slaughtering a town because we had that in Kills. It's gonna be a much more intimate story, which makes sense. I think this is gonna end very much like how 78 was as far as the style, the rhythm. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a Laurie versus Michael movie either because you've got Allison involved, you've got Hawkins involved, and they all have, a gripe with Michael, a reason to go against Michael. So I don't think this is going to be a Laurie versus Michael movie in that sense either. I do think that she's going to have her moments with him, like they showed in the Con teaser trailer, but it won't be strictly Laurie versus Michael. So no, I won't. I won't be disappointed. Yeah, yeah. Black as I saying, peace out, y'all. All right, catch you later. Take it easy. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and great comments. Seriously. Sasha saying it's Manhunter for me personally. Yeah, I know you love Manhunter, man. I think that Red Dragon was just an uncalled for remake on Manhunter and absolutely inferior. Yeah, Manhunter was amazing. It really was. And shout out to Brian Cox, his portrayal of Lecter. You know, the first portrayal of Lecter on screen. Manhunter is great. It really is. One of these days, I'll be talking about man. I'll be talking about all the Hannibal movies soon, anyways. But yeah, it is really good. Mary saying the new Pinhead is going to be a woman. They are working on getting it started. I think they already picked out a female to play Pinhead, which is going to be very unique but cool at the same time. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Um, it'll be streaming. It's a series, I guess. Um, Hopefully they can get get a good story. Like I said, I haven't been a big fan of the last however many Hellraiser Razor movies there's been, but you never know. You never know. This might be a turning point, and if they can get some of that vibe that Clive had, you know, in those first couple movies, that would be great. I'd love that. I'd absolutely love that. Retro's in the chat saying, hello, all. What's going on? Nice to see you. Manhunter is a great film. It is. It is. Million saying, anybody remember the movie Mindhunters? LL Cool J was the killer, I think. That was a good movie. All right, man. Good for you. That not many people talk about that movie. That was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to get ready to end this thing. Let's see. Hmm. Oh, this is a good question though. Anthony saying, was Batman 89 the biggest game changer, aka most impactful superhero movie of all time? Now, I don't know if I want to say of all time because I think I still got to go with Superman 78, right? Because literally, and the tagline was, you'll believe a man can fly. And sure as shit, I mean, it was just amazing seeing that, you know. And again, Christopher Reeve was just so good in the role, man. It was like he was born for that role, you know. I know that sounds cheesy, but just I'm being real, just speaking my mind. But I think Batman '89 definitely, you know, was the next phase, you know, to really say, hey, you know, we got to start doing some of these types of movies. You know, I'll never forget seeing Batman as a kid. It was just great. But I don't know if I'd say of all time. It's definitely up there. If it's not the most impactful of all time, it's definitely in the top two or three, I would say. So good comment, man. I'm loving these comments, man. Very cool. Um, Man, as much as I don't want to end the stream, but yeah. Hmm. Think like a director saying thoughts on Dewey having a brother, Dermot Mulroney, possibly. Eesh. Maybe, maybe. I'm curious to see what his role, how that's going to play out. I'm thinking it's something else, but I like where you're going with it. But I think it's something else, and you know, I'm going to be talking about that more on videos and live streams too. But I think it's going to be interesting for sure. Yeah, good comment. Good comment. Ice Lord saying good night, everybody. Good night, good night. All right. And Conrad saying, Anthony, I'll have to go with Superman 78. That movie changed the game. Yeah, yeah, I have to. Yeah. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to get ready to end up the stream because we could probably keep going for a while. But again, I hope you guys can, you know, stop by tomorrow night, Slasher Movie Club, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please stop by and give us some support. We really appreciate it. We're going to have fun. We're going to be sitting back talking, guests, kind of just live stream style. So it'll be great. So, anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Million saying, later night, I'm off to stalk and slaughter some sheep. I'll scream at you tomorrow. I like that. And Val saying, wishing all my amazing Night Watch family a very happy 4th of July. Absolutely. Thank you, Val. And thank you for always keeping track of everyone in the chat. You rock. Um, Return of the Mac saying, great stream night. Definitely see you tomorrow night. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Seriously. ZZM saying, we appreciate your channel. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. You guys, this has been fun. We've been going over 3 hours. And it flew by. So that just tells me it was a great conversation. So, anyways, you guys take it easy. Happy 4th of July. I'll see you guys at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. And yeah, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.